Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll see with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Okay. Can you hear me now? I said, yo, yo, check my 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me now, please? Somebody say something. It ain't that many people here, but it's all good. We're gonna build this thing up. Yo, first of all, happy Sunday to everybody. It's Sunday. I know some of you went to church. I know some of you just stayed home and rested. I hope you had a great weekend. Um, yes, I hope I know you went to church to pray for having a good week, a good month, a good year. I hope everybody's good. All right. Shout out to my man Tommy B in the building, man. Go subscribe to his channel. He be gaming over there. He be playing against other. He be actually entertaining actually. So subscribe to my man Tommy. Man, Tommy, drop your channel in the chat, man. If you don't, let me make sure Tommy have a. Oh, Tommy don't have a range, man. What the hell? Give me a second, Tommy. Hold on. Moderator. Let me see. Boy, boom. Tommy, you could drop your link in here so somebody can subscribe to you when they watch this on the replay or right now. Go ahead, put your channel link in there, boss. You just got a wrench, homie. But yeah, man, I supposed to be doing this live on goddamn Friday, bro. But I was so busy, so to the point that I ain't had no time. But the thing is that, goddamn, man, I wish this trial was televised because on Friday, Chicago OTF Jam, Mr. Kelsey Hester, I think that's his name, right? Let me see. Let me verify what is this main name, bro. Yeah, I was correct, right? He got on the stand and pointed the finger. He went like this. Yo, Dirk, you made me do it. Dirk, you made me do it. Matter of fact, he made the implication that Dirk Banks, aka Little Dirk, groom him. These people actually saying that they groom. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Everything is grooming nowadays, right? He got on the stand and said that Dirk groomed him, and he actually went down on a list on how he got started. Uh, the thing that I can remember off the top of my head was that he actually took a plea for no one, nor two, no three. I mean, three bodies, right? So, and he actually went in there the way how when the prosecution was questioning him, they started with his life story pretty much. Like they want to paint the picture for the jury. That's a classic tactic that the feds and even the state do, right? So they started asking him his background. This man is a minister in the Black Disciple gang out of Chicago, man. You know what I mean? Like Dirk and Dan, they all allegedly supposed to be Black disciples, man. If you in Chicago, you know what you know, right? So they start asking my man how he started, right? So, you know what I mean? He's from Southside Chicago. He's a member of the Black Disciple. He said he started becoming a gang member at 9 years old. He was blessed thing. That's how he said it, right? That's how he described himself. So a minister is a super high rank inside the gang, right? That means his word means something. He means something he got stripes pretty much. It's kind of like a when they say he's a minister inside the Black Disciple, it means like a you kind of like a general manager the district director of the Warmers in goddamn Dade County, Miami. That would be the equivalent. That means what you say he holds weight. You see what I'm saying? He also tell you how he was actually describing the how the gang operates, right? Even though that this is not a RICO, but what the prosecution, I mean, this is the Fed, so the U.S. were trying to paint a picture on how this thing works. So Mr. OTF Jam, right? He sit down. He told they had gang meetings. They got with each other on Fridays. You know what I mean? They had a meeting every Friday. What else he say? If I'm trying to remember, to address other problems they got with other cliques, to talk about murders, to talk about who's moving the work, who's pushing this, who's pushing that, who's making money, the scammers. Everybody got a position inside the game, and all the operations that goes in the under that umbrella. So, which means by OTF Jam, by OTF Jam actually snitching on this case on Dirk, the snitch is not going to stop there. This is what's going to happen. Everybody, every unresolved murder case in Chicago, all those niggas got to be on point because OTF Jam single handedly is going to give information once he finished this trial right here on those unresolved murders. And guess what? Chicago, I remember I did some Googles, right? I did my research. Chicago only resolved about 30 between according to Google, they only resolve like about between 38 and 52% of the murders. So technically, for every 100 murders, they're only going to resolve half at best, or under half for the most part. You see? So by this man telling on Dirk, he's going to open up, he's going to open a can of worms, Bryce, that now the Chicago Police Department going to come is going to go and question this man and ask him about every single unresolved murder in Chicago. And this man, he said he's trying to come home. That's the reason he's snitching, right? He's trying to come home, right? So he was just explaining everything back to the federal court. He actually had to be cross-examined by the one and only Mr. What's my man name? Brian Steele. Brian Steele is the lawyer that got Yonto out of that Rico, right? Homie, thank you for being here. Thank you, boss. Brian Steele is the lawyer that got Yonto out of that Rico. Yonto is supposed to be found guilty and do 33 years. Brian Steele got that man out of that jam, right? He only walked out of there with probation. He pled guilty for some super minor lessons, and that 33-year was out the window. Yo, Brian Steele is so good that he got the judge on that case kicked out. That man, he ain't no joke. He's possibly one of the best lawyers in America right now, right? So he had to cross-examine Mr. OTFjam. And also, Brian Steele, he also got Diddy out of that Rico too. Diddy was facing life, no parole. Brian Steele shows up, no, there is no life. You're only gonna do about 3.5. And he made that. He's a very he's a straining. I mean, he's a he's a great lawyer. Hold on, man. People want to call me now, man. What's going on? Yeah. So Miss Dirk actually hired Drew Finley. He's extremely good. He also needed somebody else, and they brought Brian Steele possibly what, like 4 or 5 months ago. So he's the one that he's doing most of the talking. He is the one that's going to cross-examine possibly. I believe OTF Jam is the second most important person on this trial, for the simple fact that OTF Jam was the one that actually shot at Little Pipe. That would be Quando Rondo cousin, right? So he was in the scene. Dirk wasn't in there. So it's a separation between Dirk, because Dirk got 7 charges, and the most heavy charge is murder for hire, right? That give you, I think, life no parole, I believe. So, but there is no communication between Dirk and what's his name? OTF Jam. OTF Jam is over here at the bottom from the pecking order. Dirk is over here, right? Which means the person that's going to connect these two people, it will be OTF Fanny. He's the one on Monday that he's going to get on the stand and say, Dirk, this is the text messages, or this is the transaction. And he said he wired me some money to get the hotel. He wired me some money to get the strikers. For the people that don't know what a striker is, the strikers are a stolen car that people buy in your city so you can go do robberies, murders, whatever. The striker, he got a funny bing number, a funny play. He checked out. The police get behind you, but you still go do dirt, leave the car alone, and nothing backtrack to you because that car is actually got funny plates, right? Once they figured it out, you out of there, right? So one of the things, right? I'll show you how good this guy, how good of the lawyer this man, my man Brian Steele is. I'm gonna show you a clip of this past trial, how he fights for you, right? He actually make you believe that you got some sort of chance. That's why a lot of these people actually go ahead and get his services.
Commission for administrative body. I was told, based upon information and belief, that when we arrived at 8:30, 9 o'clock today, we did not come into your courtroom until almost 11:30. And what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers, this honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel met together. None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on. It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment. Then I was told, based upon information and belief, that Adrian Love, the lawyer for Mr. Copeland, and this court were together, and Ms. Love made representations that John Melnick supposedly spoke with some attorneys for the accused and wrote an email to Ms. Love, to Adrian Love, stating that Mr. Melnick does not represent the witness, and that Mr. Melnick wrote an email saying F you, and then somehow that email was CC'd. To me, that never...
Mr. Steele, can I interrupt you just a second? I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about any of that?
Well, I'm disturbed too. And the reason...
I'm asking you a question. How did you find out about it?
I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay.
Scuttle, if you look at SCUDDER versus state, which is 298 Georgia, 438, it's Division 2, 782 Southeast 2D 638, 2016. Our highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in, meets with the court supposedly made statements, which I assume is somewhat accurate based upon what you just said. We're entitled, Mr. Williams and every other person wrongly charged here is entitled under the Georgia Constitution to be present. That's a critical stage.
That right there, I just showed that little piece to let you know that what was going on is that this man Brian Steele got pushed. He got rich, right? So what's going on is that this man, some way, somehow figured it out that snitches and people were behind his back doing deals with how Brian Steele knowledge, and he nailed them. You find that. You know why? Because that's what a $3,000 per hour lawyer do for you. That's why Durk went and got this man, because $3,000 per hour, this man come well prepared. He gonna come with a bliss. He gonna come with PR campaign, private investigators, the best paralegals, the best people feeding them information, bro. And I believe that Durk is cooked. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, but if you have like a tiny chance to beat anything, if you have a tiny chance to beat this case, this man will give you the best chance. I believe Durk is dead in the water. I'm sorry. I believe, hold on, let's continue this a little bit. I just want to show you how good this man is.
It's just like when you meet with me, and you and Mr. Adams meet with me, and others have met with me. It's those were ex parte for a lot of different other reasons, but I will certainly note that for purposes of the record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said,
and you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not
How
going
did
to
you
answer that question.
You're not?
No, I will not answer that question.
Why will you not answer that question?
Yo, my man going back before with the George. He said, I know answering Jack. I know answering anything, gang. You figure that out on your own.
I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to.
No. I'm asking you, how did you get this information?
I'm not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have I have problems right now.
Okay, I know. Look,
he's telling the judge, we can get it in. We can get to the squat. Yo, it still look like he fights. Brian still look like he get to the business.
I don't want to know about your problems, okay, at this point in time. All I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our appellate court and for whatever reason. But it's disturbing that how somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversation with a party. I mean,
a witness who was sworn in Friday. The court's telling, this is what I was told. If this is not true, not true. This court handed Mr. Copeland.
Tell me how you got the information.
Listen, whatever you want to do.
Tell me how you got the information, then we can go ahead and go forward.
I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is this. I was told, and I hope this concerns the court.
It concerns me that you have proprietary information.
Why is it proprietary?
Information that you should not be having, that was ex parte.
Why?
With a party.
Why?
State of Georgia.
How about the witness? How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years. And then supposedly this honorable court, or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I still want to know, how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is, why wasn't I there? Why,
sir? I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who tell me who this information was.
I don't want to be held in contempt. Well, I'm not answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not
attorney-client privilege. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out. I tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me, if you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you in contempt because that is not attorney-client privilege.
Attorney work product privilege. I am not.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
You got 5 minutes.
Well, I don't need it. I want to continue. You got 5 minutes? This is what I was told. Mr. Copeland made statements that he admitted to killing Donovan Thomas.
Yo, son. Hey, man. Yo. That's the lawyer I want in my corner fighting for me. He was like, yo, I don't need no 5 minutes, man. I don't need 5 minutes. You might as well. As a matter of fact, it's another clip of Brian Steele telling the judge, hey, fam, if you want to lock me up, make sure you put me in the jail with my client so I can work in my case with him. That's the kind of lawyer. That's the only chance that Mr. Lil Durk got to even beat this goddamn case that he on. I believe it's good. But let's get back to the case, right? They got otfjam on Friday on this thing, and Brian still doing the cross-examination, right? I got the transcript through somebody else, and then I'm gonna pause so we can so I can be reacted to I'll tell you if what I agree and I disagree. Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen. Bam, let me see what I meant. Here we go. Here we go, boom. Here we go, bam. Let's go.
Friday. So I'm going to go over it. This might be a long one. We'll probably have to break it up into a couple of different sections, but I'm hoping that by doing this, I can give you my take from actually getting it firsthand rather than getting it second or third hand and filtered through other people's perspectives. We can get the words.
This is a lawyer, by the way.
And then see what's really going on and hopefully give us a better picture or insight as to how things are going. And then if there's anything that I can maybe clear up that might be confusing for the public, or if I don't, or if you think you have questions because as you hear it, feel free to let us know and I'll answer it on the next one.
Let me spit it up real quick. Here we go. This is the transcripts.
Here we go. So this is a transcript from Friday, August 28th. They come in 8:30 in the morning. Judge says, counsel, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen in the gallery, courtroom 8, that's the overflow. Mr. Hester, good morning to all of you. So Mr. Hester's already on the stand. Mr. Hester, otfjam, good morning. Okay, Mr. Steele, you may approach the lectern. Good morning, sir. All right, good morning, members of the jury. All 15 of you are here. Mr. Hester is on the stand and still under oath. Mr. Steele, you may proceed. So cross-examination has been going on. The third day of the trial, prosecution calls otfjam to testify against Durk. Brian Steele started cross-examination Thursday. A whole day of cross-examination, one witness, and now we're continuing into it. I had heard some things online about maybe that Steele was coming too hard and, you know, maybe making these different points and bringing up all this stuff about Jam and almost making Jam look more sympathetic possibly to the jury, or I don't know. But, and so this is why I really wanted to do it this way. So I don't have to kind of interpret someone else's perspective, even though I think that their perspective is certainly important because many of the jurors may have felt the same way. So Mr. Steele's going to start his questioning. We discussed the fact that because of a person like you being interviewed several times and the interviews not all being video or audio recorded is dangerous. Remember those type of conversations I asked you about? Says, I remember. My son said I should highlight it as I go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And I would like to discuss with you and have you discuss with the honorable jury one example, if it's an example, okay? I would like you to explain. This is going to be May 24th, 2020, 3, recorded interview, first recorded interview, okay, of you and law enforcement. And you've already met, just to set the stage, with law enforcement May 3rd, May 4th, May 5th, and May 10th. But
To remind you, this guy, the witness that is on the stand, right? otfjam, Kelsey Hester, that's his real name. The problem with him is, here's the thing. Let me do a little background. This man got caught. He was driving. He got caught with a gun. This is a man that did 12 years in prison already for an attempted murder, right? He did an attempted murder. So he had to go sit down for 12 years. He got out on 2022. That's where he got out. That's possibly the same year where he went he flew to California and brought little Pat Brains out, right? So this man get caught with a gun, right? Which means he's violation of his parole. So mandatory, he possibly got to go sit down to do more likely between 3 and 5 years. You know what I mean? Possibly. Because he violated parole, so he got to go back to do like a little 3 to 5 years, possibly. What this man did was, Mr. otfjam, what he did was he wrote a note. He wrote a note saying, I need to speak to police. I know about murders. I just don't want to do it in public. So this man thought, this man thought it was a great idea. He didn't want to go in jail to do his little 3, 4, 5 years. He said, I know about murders. I want to talk to somebody. I don't want to do it on camera. And this man actually opened this case up because the only thing that they have at that point, it was just pictures. To remind you, this happening Los Angeles. This actually happened at Beverly Hills, at the Beverly Hills Mall. I have been there, beautiful mall, 5-floor mall, right? This happened literally a block away from the mall at the gas station. These people, Mr. otfjam live in California. Good luck tracking him back. All they're gonna do is a face. That's like 2,000 miles away. Let's continue.
it's not recorded. So don't play what was said or how it was said, okay? I'm going to play this part. Steele turns to the judge to ask, with the court's permission, I played this yesterday and I'm going to juxtapose it with another section. So this is minute 50 to 55. And the judge says, okay, you may, let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, I am striking the reference, we don't know what was said. In the government's view, there is evidence as to what was said by the people who were present. It will be up to you to determine what was actually said, whether it matters, whether it was recorded or not. Certainly, Mr. Steele is welcome to make that contention, but it will be up to you to decide that matter.
Never ever sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a better way you could get.
So in his question, going back, it's funny. So the judge is paying attention. The judge is paying attention because he's like, hey, we talked about this and we don't know what's in it. Look right here. He says, this is what he's saying. Steele, in his question, he kind of throws in, which is good, because we're trying to plant the seed with the jury.
Let's go.
And he's telling him, okay, I'm going to play this, and just to set the stage, you're meeting with law enforcement May 3rd, 4th, 5th, like all these dates, but it's not recorded, so we don't know what was said or how it was said. Okay, I'm going to play this part. So he just kind of slyly sneaks that in, and then says, hey, judge, is it okay that we play this? And the judge is like, you certainly may. But then he tells him, hold up, wait a minute, I'm striking the reference that we don't know what was said. And what he then goes on here to say is that the government is telling you we do know what was said. Even though it wasn't recorded, the cops were there, law enforcement was present, or the prosecutor was present, or whoever was present was there, and they testified about what was said during those meetings. So for
what happened was that otfjam and the federal government got interviewed him 30 times, 33 times, if I'm not mistaken. But some way, somehow, the federal government only record, I think, 3 or 4 of those interviews. So that means it's 30 interviews that they didn't record. Which what Brian Steele is trying to do in this particular point right here is he's trying to draw doubt towards the juror's mind. Because hold on, you trying to tell me that you meeting up with the most important witness 30 plus times and you only recorded it 3 or 4 times? Got a problem with that. What he's trying to insinuate is, what Brian Steele is trying to insinuate is very simple, that they were coaching him, that they trying to play against Little Durk. They're trying to coach him so they can go against Little Durk. That's all Brian Steele is trying to indicate. I mean, insinuate.
For Steele to then just imply, we don't know what was said. The government has an argument that they do know what was said, regardless of the fact of whether it was recorded or not. But it's funny because he caught that because it was subtle. It's certainly still an argument. And he tells them right at the end, he's like, certainly Mr. Steele's welcome to make that contention, but it'll be up to you guys to decide that matter. So the jury is ultimately the one that decides whether or not they think the government's hiding the ball by the fact that they don't have a recording, but they shouldn't take it as evidence that Steele says we don't know what it said because the government is saying we do know what was said. It's just not recorded. Anyways, he's paying attention. And then, okay, so of course, Steele comes back and says, and to follow up the honorable court's admonition or instruction, my point is the jury, me, this court, the world does not really know what was said or how it was said, true, unless it's recorded. I mean, it's like anything, right? And the witness has to say, right. So that was a good cleanup of that. Otherwise, it makes it seem like he's trying to hide the ball or imply something that's not there, but it's like, it's a fair point. Mr. Steele says, Your Honor, this is going to be a minute 50 to minute 55. It was heard yesterday, but I'm using it to compare. You may, yeah, I can't do the little highlighting thing. So I'm going to do this little arrow. And Mr. Hester, if you can't hear anything you need, you know, that is not my voice. Just tell us, okay? And then they play the audio. Your Honor, I stopped it at 55 exactly. When they say that, it's because it's for the record. So if this gets appealed on appeal, the appeals court doesn't know what was played if the lawyers don't take the chance to specify what section of the audio that's introduced is being introduced. So the exhibit number and the minute mark and all of that is important, and they have to say it in the record. So Mr. Hester, again, that's your voice, right? You're speaking with the federal agents. You remember all this, correct? True? Yeah. And you didn't mention anything, I'm not going to repeat. I'm just orienting about any type of Atlanta studio, Atlanta, Georgia studio, Durk pulling you aside, like you testified to under oath to the jury, right? It's totally different, right? Fair to say? Yes. And what Atlanta studio do you claim that conversation with Durk took place? Your testimony, remember? He said that this whole thing about we were all together and Durk says, if somebody does this, you know, they're going to be all right, which, you know, I don't know that that's a direct indication.
otfjam told the U.S. prosecutors that when he met up with Durk at the studio, this happened back in Georgia, right? That allegedly that Little Durk offered them. I mean, the Little Durk actually said, "Yo, whoever killed Quando Rondo is going to be good for life." But here's the kicker: no money was. Well, according to the otfjam testimony, no money was discussed, which is kind of like, again, he's trying to put doubt. And when it comes to like trials, right, you don't need to be the prosecutor, that would be the state, and the U.S. attorney, that would be for the feds, right? They have to be 100% correct. Like the jury is 12. It's 12 people, right? They have to be like, yo, there is no doubt that Papi Blanco did that ish. You see what I'm saying? Guess what? If you're the defendant, if you're the defense, if you, Mr. Brian Steele, all you need is one out of the 12 jurors, and hopefully that one person is staying tall in that, and when they go back to deliver. If one out of the 12 say, man, I don't think Papi Blanco did that ish. Case over, I'm going home. But you need to be a great lawyer to explore, to raise that doubt.
You know, if they catch him, that's what he testified to the day before. If anybody catches him, they're going to be straight. And then somebody, even though he couldn't say who, says, you mean like a half a ticket or $1 million? They're going to be good. Durk's response, allegedly. So now he's calling them out. Where in this recording are you saying anything about some sort of conversation you guys had at an Atlanta studio? So anyway, so he says, this is really different. Yes. What Atlanta studio do you, like, at what Atlanta studio do you claim that conversation with Durk took place? Your testimony. What studio was it? Yeah. Which studio? I don't know the studios. All of this is new to me, going to studios and stuff. I'm not from Atlanta. I don't know, like, understood. Do you remember just locking it? Just lock in if you can. Lock in if you can. Just lock in if you can. Do you remember what the studio looked like? Any type of location? Was it in Midtown, downtown? You know, like anything. Can you give us anything? What it looked like? What was the decor? He goes, I'm not from Atlanta. Okay, so you have no idea? No. Okay, is that true? You have no idea where it's at? Yeah. No, I don't. I just want an answer. No. Now, that
You don't even know
recording
where
that
the
you heard,
studio
the
are.
ladies and gentlemen of the jury heard, this honorable court, 50 to 55 minutes. I'm now taking you forward 2 hours in the same interview in 18 minutes. Okay. The way I got that is we're going to, and then he says, Your Honor, with the court's permission. And then again, he gives the timestamp of where it's at. You're with the same. And then they play, who's Miss Bly? I don't know. Indiscernible. So we can't hear what's going on. You are with the same. And then they play something. He says, What'd you say? I don't know what this is. I don't know if that's the clerk. And they're just trying to figure out where to start.
That is the clerk, lady.
This. Okay. You're with the same agents, the federal agents. You're talking about what you've been talking about previously with them, the meetings before the murders, the murder in Los Angeles. Okay. I'm going to play this and I want to talk to you about it. Okay. So they play the audio. Hold on 1 second. Can you stop? Were you able to hear the female agent? Yeah. What did you say? Just to make sure you're tracking. How much money was on Quando's head? Okay. How much money was on Quando's head? Or do you know how much money is on Quando's head? Yeah. Is that, if I said it wrong, I'm not trying to. We are trying to start that over. And they play it again. And it stopped, Your Honor. And then they say the time mark. Were you able to hear that? Yes. Okay. Now you use the term, we got the low in Savannah, Georgia. Remember hearing that? Yes. And the low being a shortened term for location, right? And it was the location.
What Brian Steele is doing, he painted the picture. He painted the picture because these people have been trying to slide for bomb. King Von is a drill rapper from out of Chicago, right? He got clapped in ATL when he got into a fight with Quando Rondo. Quando Rondo, homie, little Tim, right? Got out of the truck and gave it to he put like 3 bullets in King Von's body, right? So ever since that day, 2021, they have been trying to track Quando Rondo. Quando Rondo had they found out that Quando Rondo was somewhere in Savannah. They had the location. They were going to come over there and exterminate Quando Rondo. But another Chicago rapper by the name of Mimo 600 messed up the hit. The reason that he messed up the hit by mistake was because he was doing Instagram Live from Savannah, Georgia, which sent the alert to Quando Rondo, and now Quando Rondo sent location when the killers came over there to kill him. They've been chasing this boy all over the country. They have been chasing Quando Rondo from all the way from goddamn Savannah, Georgia, all the way to Los Angeles, California. That's a long distance, people.
Of where Mr. Bowman or Quando Rondo was going to be performing in Savannah, Georgia. No. Or being located. Right. Is that right? Yes. Okay. And I know I'm not going to curse, but you said it got messed up. Those are my words. I like that he didn't curse. I don't know if you guys see that. Some attorneys, I mean, and you can quote it, but you don't have to. As an attorney, you don't have to. But some take liberty and actually quote the actual thing. But anyways, I'm not going to curse, but you said it got messed up. Those are my words. I think it gives credence for the jury. I think. Anyway. All right, right. It didn't happen the right way. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Sorry. I'm not going to curse, but you said it got messed up. Those are my words, right? Oh, right. It didn't happen the right way, whatever. Right. And you said that, quote, we got the location, including you. True. I said we, but I didn't get the location personally. No. Okay. But I said that. That's your testimony? Yeah. All right. I would like to go through with you and you could listen to any part. You could, the court's not going to allow the recording to be played, but if you need to hear any other part, just let us know. So sometimes these statements, they don't actually get to be introduced, but it can be used to refresh the witness's recollection so they can hear it. And then that way the attorney can ask them questions about it, but it doesn't actually get played the whole thing for the jury. Explain to the jury how you go from, I never spoke with Durk about any type of feelings or conversations on the killing of King Von. I never spoke with Durk about any type of desire to have Quando Rondo, or it was the first one, Timothy Links or Lil Tim killed. I never knew of any type of bounty. Those are all 3 supposed quotes that came from Jam saying, didn't know anything about any bounty, never heard him talking about nothing about Quando Rondo or Lil Tim. And tell us how you go from that to what he's saying now. You don't mention anything on either recording of a meeting in an Atlanta studio, right? True? Okay. But that is vivid in your mind in August of 2026. Sitting here today on the stand, you're saying that when you testified before this jury. Yes. You are then later asked, and it's 2 hours and 18 minutes in the recording. You are asked by the same agents that are in the room with you. They go back to that topic. And they said, did you know about any type of bounty, reward, whatever the word is, on the life of Quando Rondo for the killing of Quando Rondo?
He wants to drive the point that it was no money discussed. He's trying to drive the point that pretty much whatever otfjam killing Quando Rondo, little cousin, little Pab, was on his own doing, and that Little Dirk got absolutely nothing to do with it, because at the end of the day, uh, according to the picture that the lawyer, the strategy that Mr. Drew Finley and Brian Steele is painting to the court is very simple. That they killed that boy on their own, just because out of friendship for them killing Kimba. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to separate. They're trying to separate Little Dirk from paying this boy, the, for paying otfjam to do the hit, because like Little Dirk lawyer say earlier, like, yo, if we all of us were friends, how why do I have to pay you to do a hit? You know what I mean? I I like the strategy, but I don't. But the thing is that Little Derek did too much. I think the strategy is a decent strategy, but I don't think it's not going to work at the end. It's too much evidence. That's what I believe. It's too much damn evidence. Let's keep going.
Rhonda, do you remember that? I heard it. And the first instinct, there is a pause. There is 4 seconds. If you need to hear it again with the court's permission, you can. You don't say anything, and they say no. So maybe you have a head shake of no. I don't know. We don't know. It's not videoed. Okay. But the agent says, no, you don't. I mean, you heard it, right? Yes. So in this recording, they're asking him straight up, was there any talk about any type of bounty on the life of Quando Rondo? And his response to the agents and their interpretation from what you could hear is they're like, no. And then they ask you that question again, and you start to pontificate. That's a bad word. You start to state, you start to speak. Pontificate. That's funny. Anyways, you start to just like talk randomly or ponder. Okay. And eventually it becomes, so now all of a sudden it becomes from kind of having nothing to say. They give them a little prompting, and it eventually becomes, quote, Dirk said, kill him. And there's no specific number, but, quote, you will be straight. Again, and it's true. That is kind of vague. Even what he testified to earlier in the prosecution's case, he's saying, oh, they're going to be straight. Like, what is that? How is that? I said that in the other video. Like, how is that a contract? You don't have a number. You don't have, and of course, you're not going to have a literal contract. No one's going to write this down and be like, I promise I'm going to pay you this much. But saying you'll be straight, I mean, like, why would you believe that? Anyway, meaning you will be financially set for the rest of your life, something to that effect. Did I frame that all correct? He says, yes. Okay, so explain to the jury, how come on the first 50 and 55 minutes, you say one thing, but for some reason they ask you again in 2 hours and 18 minutes, you seem to have changed dramatically your testimony. And then you come into court and have a brand new, this is my words, quote, oh, this was at a theater, excuse me, a studio, and these people, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Sorry. And then you come into court and have a brand new, this is my words, oh, this was at a theater, excuse me, a studio. And these people were present, and it was private, and this is how it happened, and it's burned in my memory. So it's kind of a little bit sarcastic there, but it's like, really, like, I really remember that super well, but I totally didn't remember it or say that when it was being recorded. Just explain what happens. And then Mr. Morse, that's the prosecutor, he objects. Your Honor, I'm going to object. That is compound. Was it? Compound question is if you ask 2 things, more than one question, because then if the person says yes or no, or you don't know which part of it they're responding to. So you need to be clear. And so there is an objection you can make if something is compound. And he basically says explain, but I'm saying he's saying explain. So I don't know, there was explain to the jury how come you said one thing and another, and then you come into court. We'll see what the judge does. But Your Honor, I'm going to object. This is compound. The question is compound, and on that basis, but only on that basis, it's sustained. Meaning only on that basis. It's not an improper question. It's just if it's compound. I don't know if it was compound. It was a little long, but anyways, whatever. Him telling me one-on-one, just me and him. I got this on Quando. I got this on Lil Tim. No, he never did that. It was a group situation. I clarified that for them. Anytime we ever talked, I clarified that for them. So that's his answer. His answer is they didn't really ask me if Dirk had told me these things directly, specifically, personally.
See, that's a contradiction right there, right? And that's how these defense attorneys actually get to win cases, because now I'm finding holes on your stories. The story is that they trying to charge Little Dirk for a murder for hire, right? Well, but if you look at the laws, murder for hire doesn't necessarily mean that I have to pay you $20 for you to go clap John Doe. That's not what that means. It means I can also tell you, like, let me see, yo, Papi Blanco, I want you to go ahead and hit and clap John Doe, and I give you a car. That's still considered murder for hire. Yo, Papi Blanco, I want you to go clap Young Dope and I give you this watch, something like that. You know what I mean? It's something with a tangible price that you want to get paid at the end. Doesn't have to be necessarily money. That's what the law is stipulated.
As opposed to a group. I don't know about that. Is that your answer? That's my answer because that's what it was. So when the police, the agents, the joint task force asked you from 50 to 55, I'm not going to play it again, but if you need to hear it, you don't got to. We'll play it. I'll understand what you're getting at. I understand what you're getting at. Did you ever know about money for the death? So he's again referencing one of the cops' questions. Did you ever know about money for the death? And your answer is no, never discussed it. In your mind, you are laser focused on words. Oh, you are only talking about personal one-on-one. That's what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. See, now that's good though, because it was a gamble to pose that question. But because his answer was that, it's like, oh, I didn't say it because he didn't say me. That don't make no sense. It would have been smarter for him to say, oh, I was just scared. And then eventually I told the truth. But this whole thing, like he's playing word games. Well, you didn't say specifically, did he directly tell me as opposed to me with a group of other people? That don't even make sense. Now, if we did not have a recording of this meeting, just like we don't have for the 4 meetings prior, nobody here knows on a recording what you said previously about this, right? That's not on me. That's true. It ain't my fault they didn't record it. Yes, blame the government. I know, you blame the police, right? I mean, that's their job, right? It was their job to record someone like you, right? Yeah, and they didn't do that. It's not on me. I get it, buddy. All right, doesn't matter that your note when you were arrested says, no recordings. It doesn't matter what you say. You are the individual who is powerless. You are in custody, right? You have to answer audibly. Sometimes the witness will nod, and then you have to tell them because otherwise they can't type up a head nod. And whether they record you or not is really not up to the authority. So it doesn't matter that your note when you are arrested says no recordings. I'm like, did he write a note? I don't know if that means that he wrote it down, like he literally wrote them a note saying he didn't want anything recorded, which maybe, or this is just a.
She's talking about she's talking about when he decided to snitch, right? He wrote a note and the note went like this. Let me get the worst. One second. Hold on. 1 second. Let me see if we can find this. Let's take a little quick, little derail real quick. Did they know? The note, I'm gonna tell you what the note say specifically. The note say like this: I know about murders. I don't want to talk on cameras. I know a lot. That man was ready to give it up. He wanted to be the black version of Sammy the Bull. If you are familiar with the Italian mob in the movies and all that stuff, actually this happened in real life. But a lot of the Italian mob movies is based on real life for most of it, not all of it, but most, right? Sammy the Bull is a guy that got caught and then he decided to tell, and then he actually confessed on killing or participating on 19 different murders. I repeat, killing and participating on 19 different murders. The exchange for him confessing to all those bodies was so that he can actually hand out John Gotti to the federal government in the plate. My man gave up 19 bodies that he did himself or participated in exchange for them to lock up John Gotti, possibly the most famous mobster we ever seen in America, right? At least the most, how can I say, the most popular, one of the most popular. Let me say that, right? And guess how many years guess how many years Mr. Sammy the Bull got? He only got 5 years for 19 bodies. That's what these people do, bro. Let's go. Let's keep going. So otfjam actually he's trying to be the black version of Sammy the Bull, pretty much.
Like a hypothetical question that he's posing in front of the jury to say, so it doesn't matter, even if you wrote something down saying, I don't want any recordings. I mean, you don't have any power. You're in custody, right? He says, yes, whether they record you or not is really up to the authorities. So he's not in control of whether they're going to record him or not. I guess, yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't have stopped. They are going to do what they want to do with you. You're in prison, right? Yeah, yeah. Now, if you need to hear anything else, let us know. But did you hear any agent say to you, whoa, you said 2 hours and 18 minutes before. There's nothing that I know that Mr. Banks had involvement with any type of desire to kill this person for money. But now 2 hours or 18 minutes later, you're saying you did? Explain yourself. How is that possible? They didn't do that with you, did they? Like yell at me like what you just did? So I guess he yelled at him because he's like basically saying, when you just change your story straight up, you done told us nothing happened. And now all of a sudden, and they didn't say, wait a second, why'd you say, and then you mean like yell at me like what you did? And I'm thinking, no, not yelling at these words. Did they say these words? Either way. And he's like, yeah, yell at, no, they don't even gently say to you, Mr. Minister. That's a good one. Mr. Minister, explain, please. My name is not Mr. Minister. I'm sure that was kind of a jab, low blow. The difference, my name not in your testimony. Excuse me, it's not your testimony. Excuse.
The reason why the lawyer for Durk, Mr. Brian Steele's calling him Mr. Minister is very simple. It's because inside of the gang, or the Black Disciple gang in Chicago, out of Chicago, he goes by rank, and his rank as a minister. I was playing earlier that's a high ranking. That's kind of like a general manager at Costco. Everybody respect the general manager. That's why he keep driving the point. He want to paint the picture to the jury that this man is a gang member, is a low life, he's bad, to the point that they call him minister. That means that he got authority on that gang, that he can do what the hell he wants to do. That's the reason why Brian Steele calling him Mr. Minister.
Excuse me, explain the difference from 50 minutes to 55 minutes to then 3 hours and 8 minutes. Explain that. They don't challenge you, do they? I don't know who Mr. Minister is, sir. That's not my name. Do the police ever challenge you? So it's like he ain't even getting into the whole thing. So now Dan is caught up on being offended because you weren't trying to call me Mr. Minister, which he had said he was like a minister in the Black Disciples. So
there you go.
That's what Steele is trying to get at. But bottom line is, then he comes back to this question: do the police ever challenge you? No. So the police don't even second guess the fact that originally you told us nothing, originally said you never heard anything about it, and then now you're saying something different, and they don't, no pushback. Because it's exactly what they wanted to hear. It's exactly what they needed to hear. This is what Steele was trying to imply with that. So all of these 31 meetings that we know about before August 2026, we don't know how those conversations occurred or what was said or what changed, do we? No. Now, with regards to August of 2026, is it fair to say that you have met with the federal team? By federal team, let me just explain to you. I'm talking about anybody with these gentlemen here who represent the United States of America as prosecutors, FBI, Joint Task Force, local, I don't care. Anybody you've been meeting with. Did you meet with them in August of 2026, this month? Yes. And have you met with them since this trial began? And if you don't know when the trial began, that's fine. Just say, I don't know the date the trial began. And then he's like, have I met with them since the trial began? Yeah. Downstairs. Anywhere. I don't care. Still like, answer the freaking question. Yeah. I'm saying, yeah, downstairs. I see my lawyer and people was there. When you say the people were there, you were talking about the federal authorities, the prosecutors, and the team. True? Right. And you met with them since you have been a sworn witness in this case. Is that true or untrue? Since I've been a sworn witness? Let me rephrase that. Since you've been sitting in the chair you're sitting in front of this jury, I'm trying to think about, oh, I'm sorry, take your time. I don't want to mess it up. But since I've been sworn in, yeah. And to your knowledge, were those meetings recorded? To your knowledge? I don't know. They was just asking me how I'm doing. Is you okay? How you feel? It was nothing. It was nothing about the case. You're telling me that agents for the government and the prosecutors potentially themselves meet with you, not the prosecutors. And all they say is, how are you doing after you're testifying? And then the judge, the court jumps in. All right, wait, Mr. Hester, for your answer, and I'll make sure the jury hears it. Are you finished with your question, Mr. Steele? You see how these little lines right here? It's when you interrupt. So it's really important as lawyers, and then if you're ever a witness, they want to make sure, so the record is clear and clean, that you don't talk over each other. So the witness needs to wait until the attorney finishes the question, and the attorney needs to wait till the answer is given before they start the next question. Otherwise, it gets garbled, and it's hard for the court reporter to get it accurate. And then it kind of cuts it up like that, where you're like, you see how here it says, you're telling me the agents and the cells meet with you, and all they say is, so it's like this whole question ran together, but he's throwing in not the prosecutors in the middle. Anyway, so the judge is like, he's aware of that and wants them to slow it down and be mindful of that. Okay, so Mr. Hester, for your answer, and I'll make sure the jury hears it. And that way, so the jury also hears it, because the jury may not be able to decipher what the witness is saying if the attorney's talking over him or vice versa. You finished with your question, Mr. Steele? Mr. Steele says, I believe so. Sometimes when you're like in the flow and then something interjects and then they'll be like, or repeat the question and you think, I don't even remember my question. All right, what the witness said was, not the prosecutors, quote, not the prosecutors. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Mr. Hester? And so Jan says, my lawyer came down. One of the detective was down. My lawyer asked me how I was doing, how you feel, like basically calm your nerves, speak up when you're talking, that type of stuff. It was never nothing. Now you're aware that this honorable court placed you on a separation order. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just say, I don't know what you mean. No. Okay. Can you explain it? Yes. Are you aware that you have been under an oath? Under an order, not just you, but you have been under an order not to speak with, meet with, be around, we'll say, Kevon Grant, Mr. Jones. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So like, they're not allowed to talk to each other, supposedly. And then anytime a witness, or once a trial starts, usually there's a rule of sequestration. The witnesses are not allowed to talk to each other. The witnesses are not allowed.
They're about to get to another part of it. otfjam and otf Vonnie, which is another, they are co-defendant, meaning they're on the same case, right? You're not supposed to talk about your case with your co-defendant, right? Because it kind of like conflicts of interest, right? Some way, somehow, otfjam and otf Vonnie were talking to each other through their women, through their girls. That's where they're going to get. This is when they're going to start getting good over here.
Allowed to discuss their testimony. They're not allowed to listen to some other witnesses' testimony outside of some small exceptions. And then he says, yeah, okay. And by that order has been in place a long time. Also, when you get arrested, that you're not supposed to talk to co-defendants. Sometimes that's part of your either release conditions or just court order. You've been arrested since May 3rd, 2023. I'm pausing there because I'm thinking that's a long time. I wonder if the jurors don't get to know. You see, Durk is dressed up nice. They said he presents well. He looks healthy and all of that. The jurors won't know that he's been in custody, and he's also been in custody a long time. But I think that is important. Sometimes I wish jurors did know, because when they're on the fence about whether or not someone's guilty or not, if their impression is they've been out on bond all this time and maybe they think they did something a little wrong, I think they have a hard time letting them go free and finding them not guilty, because they're just going to get to go home like they get no punishment for this. But sometimes it's impactful to know, wow, he's been in there possibly almost 2 years, or it's been this long. They may think that just he's been there the same amount of time, which might help them feel like, okay, he's already done enough, since there's not that much evidence. And not necessarily specific to this, but I'm just saying in general. Anyway, you've been arrested since May 3rd, 2023. Mr. Grant was arrested, and Mr. Jones on October 24th, 2024, which is closer to when Durk was arrested. But see, they don't get to talk about that. But because there's co-defendants and there's co-conspirators, this testimony and this information can come in, and the jury hears it. Know what I'm talking about? So we're talking about basically 2 years, fair to say? Right. And the court orders you have to follow, just like all of us.
He's getting somewhere.
True.
He's getting somewhere.
I mean, if you're going to be truthful, honest person in society, you follow court orders. True. Whether you disagree with them or not, you've got other avenues, but we trust the courts. That is where we come for disputes. So we follow the court's order, right? And by that separation order, you couldn't speak with, communicate with, even through third parties, Mr. Jones. True? Mr. Jones? Flocka. True. Right. And you couldn't speak with, meet with, communicate with Mr. Grant, cuz Vonnie, right? Vonnie. And you need to follow that court order because, see, this is a and you need to follow that court order because you are also under an agreement with the government. Your Honor, objection. This is incredibly misleading. I don't know if it's misleading, but I think this one definitely was compound. All right, counsel, please approach again. So when this happens, they come up, so then we don't talk about the problem in front of the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, we aren't going to make a habit of this. We will be very quick. So then this is the, but before he goes up there, Steele's like, I will just object, Your Honor, to the quote, misleading. I agree. It wasn't misleading. I mean, that's just not fair. Not fair. Those are fair. It's improper, or it's a mischaracterization. So I guess he wanted to get that out there before he goes up to the bench and they have to say it all quietly. But the court was aware, and look, the court is doing pretty good here, cleaning this stuff up. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you will take nothing from the language that was just used by Mr. Morse. I love that. And then they go to the bench, and then the judge tells Mr. Steele, actually, I would have jumped in earlier, except I thought you were going to refer to my order that the witnesses not be kept out of court. I personally didn't order the separation. It was done by MDC. I mean, so it's just their management of prisoners. So please leave me out of this. Oh.
I just found out that if you have 2 cars on your car insurance, this is 100% what you should be
Who
doing.
is
So I
this guy?
found this website and look at the difference. $159 a month. I thought this was the best price I could find.
Okay, so like I was saying, these guys aren't on release. Sometimes the court will order as part of your pretrial release not to have contact with co-defendants. In federal court, well, here they're all in custody. So the court had not ordered they not have contact. Maybe the prosecutor is part of their agreements, maybe law enforcement, but like the judge hasn't. So now the judge is like, wait a second, I was going to jump in sooner because like, where are you going with this? But they're saying the detention center, they're the ones that are saying they can't have contact. They're keeping them separate. Usually the prison, the jail, they'll want to keep co-defendants or if there's some kind of issue. So he's saying it's just their management of prisoners. So leave me out of this. And Mr. Steele says, okay, I will. And I did not do that intentionally. No, he was just kind of on a roll, kind of a free flow of how our system and this and that. Anyway, court says, yeah, but the point here is look, of course, you can raise whether they have the problem here. Sorry, I keep leaving this low. I don't know if it might. The point here is look, of course, you can raise whether they have. The problem here is at some point it gets within attorney-client privilege. I mean, with their cooperators, lawyers, I would not hold it against Mr. Hester's lawyer if he just vaguely said, here are the other people who have pled guilty, or here are the other people I understand are going to cooperate. It's another thing for him to say, you had better say X and Y because I understand they are saying X and Y. But at some point, we'll never know because I'm not going to plumb the attorney-client privilege here as to what Mr. Hester said to his lawyer. I understand. If I may be heard very briefly, the prosecutor says, all right, I think where this is going, just for the court's information. So yeah, obviously, I don't know what's happening. The judge is thinking, I don't know where this is going or where this is coming from. So the prosecutor says, just for the court's information, despite the separation order, or despite the fact that these guys are supposed to be kept separate, the marshals transported them where they are within earshot of each other. Mr. Steele this is an incredibly leading line of testimony if he's going to imply that this witness is responsible for having contact with Kavon Grant. That was the marshal's fault. So there seems to be that they're being transported over to the courthouse or in just certain transport that they are within earshot to each other. So they could have communication, and that Mr. Steele is trying to imply you can imply that there may have been communications, and he doesn't have to have evidence. He can imply that maybe they did have some conversation. I think he can call him out on the fact that not that it's his fault that they were in close proximity together, but what might have happened. Or did you tell anybody, hey, I ain't supposed to be on the bus with that guy because we're not supposed to be together? But anyways, let me see what the judge says. Okay, yeah, because the judge is upset or thinking, don't be trying to say like jam is violating my court order. Give a court order, and that's not evidence that this witness is trying to defy me. But I'm like, we don't know if he's trying to defy anybody yet, which I assure you is the last thing on his mind, right? Made that. I'll do it in a way that won't prejudice Mr. Banks, and I will do it in a way that allows you to follow up through on this, which it's fine for you to explore that as long as you don't try to get into whether the lawyers were talking to each other, because lawyers have the right to talk to each other, and they have the right to talk to their client. You can explore whether they were together, just don't imply that he personally was doing something wrong. Your Honor, if you would consider, rather than you instructing the jury, I'm going to clear it up right now. No, says the guy. I was thinking, no, Judge, it's okay. You don't have to instruct the jury, so that way it doesn't look bad on the defense. Like, I can clean it up. I can clarify my question. There's no need to give them a specific instruction, because then that comes across as a scolding almost to the attorney, and the jury is seeing like he did something wrong or whatever, depending on how it's done. And then the prosecutor's like, no, I want you to tell them. And the court says, no, I will allow Mr. Steele to clear it up first. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Okay, but if I don't, if it's not to my satisfaction, then I'll jump in. See, he showed him deference. So that's good. That's a testament to, one, it's just good judgmentship. Just a good judge that is mindful of that you, as a judge, you don't want to interject too much because you don't want to seem like you're too for one side or against another side, nothing like that. If an attorney has gained a certain level of respect, you know what I'm supposed to do? It's okay. I was like, I'm supposed to, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm supposed to switch this up, but that's just too much work for me. So we're just gonna have to roll with this. You just see me on the little circle. what was I saying? Oh, a testament to the attorney, the attorney's professionalism, that he gives them the benefit of the doubt that this was coming from the right place, that he's doing, he's not doing this on purpose and trying to muddy the waters. He's doing his job. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and I'm going to let you finish the questioning, but I'll jump in if for some reason I don't think it's good enough. And he says, thank you, sir. So now they go back and now they're just moving a screen out the way so the juries can see. Mr. Steele, please continue. All right. So Mr. Steele says, now I totally misspoke. The separation order is from the U.S. Marshals, not this court. Okay. Okay. So he cleared it up. Done. But you do know what I'm talking about, right? That you can't speak with or communicate with Mr. Cuz or Mr. Grant or Mr.
The thing is with Brian Steele, he's like I call it like he's like a pit bull when it comes to a lawyer. He's a lion. In the court, in the lower court, right? You only allow, they tell you like, yo, do no pass this line, right? So you know what Brian Steele is going to do? He's going to go over the line. And the reason why he always going to go over the line is simple, because even though that he was told directly by the court, by the prosecutor, by the U.S. Prosecutors, whatever, right? Is because he wants to get his point across. He wants to let the jury know, yo, this is what I'm going. This guy is a piece of ish. This guy is a bastard. He's the scum of the earth. He's the worst of the worst. And then, but when the prosecution tell him like, yo, objection, Your Honor, it's too late. The jury already heard what they have to hear, and that's what made Brian Steele good. He's a line stepper. That's what he is. I've been watching this guy for at least the past 7 years. Doing this man is good. He's good when it comes to being a lawyer.
Jones or Flocka, right? I mean, I know about it, but like everything wasn't explained to me like from the jump. But yeah, I know about it. Okay, now did you have any communications with Vonnie Grant, also Cuz, while in custody under the Marshall separation order, or try to? Yeah. Ooh. So he tried to communicate with Vonnie when they're locked up. What does that mean? We'll see. Okay, and when you tried to, how did you do it? Your Honor, objection. This is still misleading. Oh my God, what is that? That is not even a legal objection. Misleading? I don't know. Any lawyers out there? Yeah, I don't see that. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what he does. It will not be. That is insulting. I'm like, I know, insulting and inaccurate. The objection is overruled. We'll see where it goes. I'll strike it if necessary, but it's a topic that counsel has the right to inquire about. And if need be, you can also clear it up on your redirect. Like, chill out, government. Go ahead, Mr. Steele. Tell the jurors how you try to communicate with him. So when I came to this downstairs here to get moved to another facility, I see Tim in passing and he was going with the officers. I see Tim, like little Tim. I'm all confused. And then when was this? They're not clear. They haven't cleared up like when, maybe. I'm like, is this old? I see Tim in passing and he was going with the officers that just brung me from the facility that I was at. And me being curious, I saw him go with the officers. So I wanted to know if he went to that facility that I was going to. This is before I knew that he was cooperating. I didn't know he was, and maybe it's not Tim, maybe it was him. I don't know. I didn't know if he was cooperating. None of that. I didn't know none of that. Somebody that I was cool with at that facility, I was still in contact with him and I asked him, was he there? And he told me, yeah. Is that the only time that you attempted to or did communicate with Cuz or Mr. Grant? Attempted to. Yes. Attempted to or did communicate. I'm like, that way, like through the other person? In any manner, sir, I'm getting to it. Oh, I apologize. I'm thinking about it. I'm talking to myself, thinking about it. Okay. This is hard when you don't get the candor of it or the rhythm, because that could be a whole lot of different ways. Anyways, okay. Just when you are, I apologize. You talk to yourself. You talk to yourself and let me know when you're ready. Anyway, it's like twice. It was more than once. I can't say the number. We don't need a number. Just the circumstances. I'm sorry, you're still speaking. Go ahead. The only thing I was trying to do was just see if he was there. I remember one time I said to him, I ain't mad at him. Simple stuff. It was nothing. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at you. Tupac. Okay. Ain't mad at him. Simple stuff. It was nothing about the case though. I didn't even know he was cooperating. At the time when I first reached out to see where he was at, I didn't even know he was cooperating. He said that twice. Anything else besides this
It's
passing
supposed to be
reference? And I'm
communicating
not
with
referring to anything like the marshals may have put you both on a transportation bus or anything like that. I'm saying where you try to communicate with Mr. Grant, cuz Bonnie, he tried to communicate with you in writing, telephone, in person, through a third party. That is what I'm asking, I'm talking about. Anything else from your memory? If the answer is no, I'm not. No, it was just through Chris that first time, through Ashley another time, and she deleted him off the site. It was just a couple of times. But like I said, this is before I even knew he was cooperating. I don't know why that meant. Oh, okay, because so he's not in trouble. Only once he knew he's cooperating, then we're co-cooperators. We can't talk. I guess. I don't know. Well, let's talk about Chris. Who is Chris? And you don't have to use the real name. Who is he to you? Just somebody I got cool with in custody. Okay. One of the officers, maybe? No, cellmate. Other people in custody? Yeah. Okay. And you already told us that. That is the passing reference that you referred to is Mr. Grant or cuz in this
got him in
facility
another
or what
contradiction.
facility? Yes. See, that was confusing question, but anyways, it's okay. They're usually following along.
That's
Yes.
another
And who is
contradiction.
Ashley? A cool female that I talked to. Shout out Ashley, cool female. Is she in custody with you guys? No. Okay. She's out free. Yeah. And how did she communicate or try to communicate with you and Mr. Grant? Through Chris, because I had Chris set up on the email thing. The jurors may not know what you're talking about. So you can communicate, like you got tablets, you communicate through email. So I had Chris on the email already. We was communicating once I left the facility. We was cool. So I had her sign us up for email. After that, cuz said something like he didn't want to talk to me through.
Ashley, most likely she's a CO, a correctional officer, or can possibly be a nurse, or it's just somebody that work at the Federal Detention Center in LA. Ashley gonna find herself in losing her job at the bare minimum. She is supposed to be passing information from one inmate to another inmate. She can get herself in a whole lot of drama.
Through Chris, I'm thinking, or email. And she signed up on cuz email. And yeah, that was it. Well, you said you did not know he was cooperating. I want you to think about when Ashley Jones is bridging the gap of communication between you and cuz or Mr. Grant. Think about whether you all both, it came out that you both were cooperating, entered guilty pleas. That it came out that we was both cooperating, that you were both going to enter guilty. Yes, I want you to think about this. You were saying, I didn't know he was cooperating. I'm trying to help you here. You trying to help me? I didn't originally know he was cooperating. So you're saying you're trying to help me. How you trying to help me? I'm just asking you. I'm orienting you is what I mean. That's fine. That's your answer. He's trying to like, are you sure it was before you knew? That's fine. That's your answer. Now, why would you be speaking with or trying to speak with cuz about the case when the marshals have ordered no contact? Why do you break the rule? The marshals? Okay, listen. You were saying the marshals ordered a no contact. Like I say, yes, I've heard of this. Nothing about it was explained to me like fully, like you better not do this or, you know.
otfjam trying to play stupid. Like, oh my God, listen, it's my first time. That's cap. This is a guy that had been going to juvie since he was 12 years old. He did his first murder at 17, right? He then went to Wisconsin, raised in Wisconsin, and they clapped somebody at the store. A goddamn guy from India, I believe. Matter of fact, what is the guy? Yes, I can actually show you this guy. This Mr. otfjam, when they took that drive to Ransom, Wisconsin, it was a money altercation, and they decapitated that man. I'll show you. Matter of fact, let's continue. I'll show you in a minute.
Know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was brief. Like it wasn't a thing that was being installed in my brain not to do. I was being curious and I wanted to see if he was there. Do you remember setting up times to actually speak with cuz or Mr. Grant? Physically, I mean, voice to voice. Do you remember doing that? And when I say you doing it, you or your proxy, your person who's helping you, Ashley girl. We probably did, but we probably did set it up, but I don't remember talking to him on the phone though. I don't think we talked on the phone, no. You never told the authorities, federal authorities, that you were speaking with him and attempting to speak with him and attempting to speak with and communicating with and attempting to communicate. I'm like, what? Attempting to speak with and communicating with and attempting to communicate with through a third party with cuz. Why didn't you do that?
Bonnie.
Why would he tell the police? You said I never did that. You said I never did that? You never told anyone. I said to my attorney, I don't know if I said to, I don't know. You can talk about your attorney if you want to, but I'm not asking about your lawyer. No, he may not. says the judge. So please don't tell us what, because then it creates a break of the attorney-client privilege. So he's saying we don't want to know about any communications between your lawyer. That is attorney-client privilege. And if the witness says something that opens that door, it could possibly be used against him later. So for the witness's protection and the court preserving the integrity of this whole process, he's not going to allow a line of questioning into what the lawyer communication. Now, he's free to do it, but he really should only make that decision with the guidance of a lawyer. And he doesn't have a lawyer right there, to be able to consult about how to answer a question. So anyways, the judge was like trying to put a stop to that. So please don't tell us. Ryan Steele obviously is like, you can tell us whatever you want. I'm not asking about your lawyer, but feel free. The witness says, okay, my bad. Okay. Steele then says, I'm talking about the authorities. My bad. What I was saying was like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Like, I don't know if I did. I don't know. I remember saying something to my lawyer about it. That's all I can really think about. Well, just to be clear, your lawyer did not help you violate the martial order, right? No. Okay. This is you and Cuz getting together about the case, right? No. And you use a third party and you try to use other people's accounts so no one can find out. True? No, that's not what it was. No, but that's what happened, right? That was, for one, the emails and stuff is documented. So if you can show an email or you get a recorded phone call where we're talking about it, please put that up there for the jury to hear it. Oh, that was a good one. It's true.
There it is, a new model.
So sleek. I want it.
He's getting a little bold there. Mr. Steele says, I'm going to mark, does he have one? I'm going to mark, Your Honor, and move to admit Mr. Banks 1093. It's going to be 1093. So this is an exhibit. Where are those exhibits, says the prosecutor, because he's thinking, wait, what you bringing in? And Mr. Steele says, this is him and Cuz speaking. Jail calls, emails. You going to object to that too? Oh my goodness. I like it.
Now, do you see what happened, right? The whole time, I hope this is like a movie. This is like a TV series, bro. I wish, like I said, man, it should be a crime. They ain't showing this on TV or live streaming it, bro. This is the federal courts. Federal courts all across the country, they don't live stream court cases. States does. Depending on the state. If it's involved a minor, they ain't gonna show it. But look, you see what happens, right? The whole time, boom, boom, boom. Brian Steele, yes, working him up, setting him up because he about to go for the kill right now. That's why he asked him, like, yo, you haven't been in contact with Cuz, right? Cuz is OTF Vanny. For the people that don't know, OTF Vanny is the other person snitching on Durk. So they co-defended. They ain't supposed to be talking to each other at all. It doesn't matter if they brothers or cousins. So they found out they were talking to each other, which his strategy is, Brian Steele's strategy is to make it seem that OTF Vanny and OTF Jam are cooperating with each other to go against Durk. That's the strategy. And now he set him up. Now he about to hit him with the banger across the head. Yo, here's the emails. Here's the text messages. Let's go. Let's keep it pushing.
A little spunky, definitely. New York. Your Honor, may we have one moment, please? You may. So I guess they talk. The defense goes to move to publish it. Publishes to show the jury or show the witness whatever the exhibit is. And then the judge jumps in saying, I haven't admitted it. You can only publish after it's been admitted. And you can only admit it once you lay the foundation of what it is. What is this that you're planning on introducing? Making sure it's relevant, making sure it's proper, and it's been authenticated. Mr. Steele, if I didn't state, I have a series, I think I said it, Your Honor, it's going to be A, B, A, as in Alyssa, B, and Barry. Okay. I know that A and B are, I know what A and B are. Just briefly, C and D are just the audios of what's here in A. Yeah, they're jail calls. I don't want to say it too loud, so they're just kind of talking. But they are jail calls involving the young lady that the witness said, Ashley. All right, I get that. Then I will admit A, B. So this is kind of done out of the jury's hearing. They're going to go ahead and admit this. While that's being set up, I just want to ask you a question or two, and then we're going to go back to these exhibits. Steele asked the guy. Okay. You mentioned Chris. I was not provided with Chris's information. Do you know, you don't have to say it in court. I'm just asking you, do you know Chris's registration number or his name, his full name, his government name? Christopher. And the court says, you were just asked whether you knew it, Mr. Hester. You don't need to say it. Yeah. Do you know it? It's a yes or no question. The judge is trying to help him out. Like, look, buddy, you don't have to say this guy's name. Just answer the question. Do you know the name? Yes. Not what is the name? That's a different question. Anyway, the witness says, yeah, I knew his name. Yeah. And what facility was this at that Christopher was helping you and Cuz to speak or meet or communicate, whatever the right word is? What facility? Yeah. What prison or what jail? Where was I at? Or where was moved to admit Mr. Banks 1093? It's going to be 1093. So this is an exhibit where those speaking jail call, a little spunky, definitely New York. Your Honor, may we have one moment, please? You may. So I guess they talk. The defense goes to move to publish it. Publish is to show the jury or show the witness whatever the exhibit is. And then the judge jumps in saying, I haven't admitted it. You can only publish after it's been admitted. And you can only admit it once you lay the foundation of what it is. What is this that you're planning on introducing? Making sure it's relevant, making sure it's proper, and it's been authenticated. Mr. Steele, if I didn't state, I have a series. I think I said it. Your Honor, it's going to be A, B, A, as in Alyssa, B, and Barry. Okay. I know that A and B are, I know what A and B are. Just briefly, C and D are just the audios of what's here in A. Yeah, they're jail calls. I don't want to say it too loud. So they're just kind of talking. But they are jail calls involving the young lady that the witness said, Ashley. All right, I get that. Then I will admit A, B. So this is kind of done out of the jury's hearing. They're going to go ahead and admit this. While that's being set up, I just want to ask you a question or two, and then we're going to go back to these exhibits. Steele asked the guy. Okay. You mentioned Chris. I was not provided with Chris's information. Do you know, you don't have to say it in court. I'm just asking you, do you know Chris's registration number or his name, his full name, his government name? Christopher. And the court says, you were just asked whether you knew it, Mr. Hester. You don't need to say it. Yeah, do you know it? It's a yes or no question. The judge is trying to help him out. Like, look, buddy, you don't have to like say this guy's name. Just answer the question. Do you know the name? Yes. Not what is the name? That's a different question. Anyway, the witness says, yeah, I knew his name. Yeah. And what facility was this at that Christopher was helping you and Cuz to speak or meet or communicate, whatever the right word is? What facility? Yeah. What prison or what jail? Where was I at or where was Chris at? You were with Chris. Oh, in Santa Ana. Right here, Santa Ana? Yes. Okay. And Mr. Steele says, Your Honor, I don't want to do it for privacy reasons, but I will do it. But my point to you is I would like to get the last name. If you want me to do it during questioning, I'm going to ask right now. All right. Then we can deal with this outside the presence of the jury and the audience. So this must be at the bench. You got your exhibit in. Okay. So he's trying to protect, this person for getting their name in, but the court is allowed to know. I'm not really sure what, let's see. Okay. All right, Mr. Witness. If you look at what should be on your screen, I wonder, when I see this, I'm like, did he really call him Mr. Witness? Because sometimes I always call it trial brain. Your brain sometimes gets mushy and then all the different names, and you got, this ain't his only case, his only client, but it's just a hodgepodge of stuff. Or is it the court reporter that got it wrong? I don't know. Anyway, so he's showing him it on the screen. Can you pull out so we can see the whole exhibit if you don't mind? Just show everything and then he'll be able to, okay, I'm not trying to go too fast for you. I'm just giving you an idea of what it is and then we are going to blow it up for you. Okay. All right. And then he tells them where to go on the exhibit. Now, yesterday or maybe the day before, you explained to the jury that you really don't know Cuz. I remember hearing that. Do you remember that? Right, I don't. And just speak into the microphone. I said, right, I don't. And you called him Goofy. Remember that? Yeah, I call him that in his face. Yeah. I'll tell it to his face. Okay. Of course you would call it in his face with a handgun, right? No. Oh, wow. It's bold, but it's true. It's showing this whole thing. Like he shoots people, he robs people with a gun. He's very bold and brazen, right? So yeah, you'll tell it to his face like you're a tough guy. Sure you will. Steele tells him, of course you would call it in his face with a handgun, right? And then he's like, no. And I wonder, for those of you, if you're listening still, if you were in the courtroom, like I wonder how that came off, how that interchange. And Goofy to you means a loser. And that's what you said, I believe. If I'm wrong, just say, no, that's wrong. A goofy, whatever you take it as. The word is self-explanatory, I guess. Well, I'm asking you your explanation. You said it the other day. You said goofy, like lame. Yeah, lame. You don't respect the person, right? He cool, but like you making it seem like mean. It wasn't that, but okay. You didn't love him or anything, right? Love him? Yeah. No. That's funny. Okay. What? All right. And Mr. Steele says, all right, let's go to the top of this. Let's look. If you can get the date. All right. 6/16/25. So June, you know that? Okay. And there is times there the jurors can see, and we're talking about 6.
That's the simple fact that hold on one second. Mr. Brian Steele asked him, you didn't love him. That question was a little suspect, right? he knows something that most people don't know, and he wants to get the witness right on the stand, right? He wants to get the witness right on the stand. I believe, I believe, and there's some rumors out there that OTF Jam is on some rainbow stuff, on some homo stuff, right? So let me go back a little bit because I want to hear this correctly. Let me see.
17. And let's what? All right. It wasn't that, but okay. I mean, you didn't love him or anything, right? Love him? Yeah. No. That's funny. Okay. What? All right. And Mr. Steele says,
She
all right,
knows
let's go to the
what's
top
up.
of this. Let's look. If you can get the date. All right. 6, 16, 25. So June, you know that? Okay. And there is times there the jurors can see, and we're talking about 6/17, and then there's 6/20. Those are dates, and it has Boss Baby Jones. You recognize that as Ashley Jones' contact, right? Mm-hmm. Yes or no? See again, because we don't know if that's yes or no. Or yes, and that's a friend of yours, yeah. And then you go to the right, move to the that's your name, correct? Right. And you're contacting, and so your contacting is set for one of them with Ashley Jones, right? Yes. Okay, and then just for completeness, go all the way to the other side, and then there is a yes, and there is numbers. I'm going to skip to the content of the communications. Okay, so he's just basically establishing what the document reflects, and then they blow it up, and then they show a July 20th of last year. It gives a time, military time. It's going to be 7 hours, 18 minutes. So that's 7:18. Okay, and who is writing this message? Can I read the message? Yeah, I'm going to read it out loud. Is that okay? Go on ahead. You can make sure I read it right. I love you more. 3 exclamation points. Look who is the law firm who doing the lawsuit for them with a question mark. Look it up and send, and look, I need this whole case as soon as possible so it can be done. Because as you see, the same thing is going on with us. We getting charged too much, more than they saying. Look how fast the money be leaving. And this law firm is Prooth, Prooth. They charging us more. I don't even know. Anyways, what is that? And that will, maybe he'll ask him.
Say I love you more. That sounds very suspect. And last night I was watching a live stream because I've been following this case for a while, right? It was some guy that was locked up with OTF Jan in prison. OTF Jan did 12 years. This other guy did 15 years, I believe, right? This guy actually last night say that OTF Jan, he was known in there for messing with them boys. He was messing, he was in some homosexual stuff. That's what they say. Allegedly, this man, he was this guy named 0517. He from Chicago. He just came home about like 2 months ago or a month ago, something. No, online. He just came home about a year ago. And he know OTF Jam very well. And he said that OTF Jam in there was messing with them boys. So we're gonna take a little detour real quick, and I'm about to show you. You don't have to take my word. We're gonna go ahead and listen to what this man said last night. Oh, and this was OTF Jam allegedly being a homosexual in that particular prison that this guy 0517 guy was in there too. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Hold on. I'm trying to get the timestamp. We going to see what this man is going to say out of his own mouth. This is allegedly, right?
It's gay. I know for a fact Jam gay. He was down there fucking with homosexuals and all type of shit.
I want to see you bay or
Let's
some
go back.
shit. He called them bay.
Brother, they ass gay. I know for a fact Jam gay. He was down there fucking with homosexuals and all type of shit. But I ain't got nothing against them. But I got family that's gay and shit. But his ass gay, brother. He gay, brother. He was in there fucking with homosexuals and some more shit. These niggas, the nigga Breezy,
J 2.0.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Breezy, all these niggas, they ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't
Let's
gonna
go
put
back.
that out
Let's
there.
go back. So you know what I'm saying? Let's go
You
back.
seen Big Mike and all these niggas doing interviews talking about Jam and all that shit. They ain't gonna put. He not like
Let me
that.
rewind
brother.
it. Let me rewind it. And this is Allegedly, right? This man right here, 0517, that it would be to my right, possibly my to my yeah, he's to my right. He just got out of prison a year and a half ago, a year and some change, right? He says that he was in the same prison as otfjam. So this is exclusive. This man, 0517, was in the same prison for an X amount of years with otfjam, right? He just got out 1 year ago. He actually said out of his own mouth that otfjam was doing a whole lot of homosexual activity in there. Let's hear it from my man 0517 mouth. Let's go.
Hey, the man gay, brother. He was in there fucking with Gillies and shit, brother.
Man, don't tell me that, man. It's gonna hit
Hey,
the
brother,
blogs,
I ain't
man.
lying to you,
It's
brother.
gonna hit the blogs because they
Brother,
said
brother.
Bonnie texted him and said, I miss you. I want to see you, Bay, or some shit. He called him Bay.
Brother, they ass gay. I know for a fact Jam gay. He was down there fucking with homosexuals and all type of shit. But I ain't got nothing against them. But I got family that's gay and shit. But his ass gay type of shit. But I ain't got nothing against him gay. He
called him Bay and said,
Let's rewind
it's
it.
gonna hit the blogs because they
brother,
said
brother,
is gonna actually a good nigga.
Bro, he not like that, brother. The man gay, brother. He was in there fucking with Gillies and shit, brother.
Man, don't tell me that, man. It's gonna hit the blogs,
brother. I ain't
man.
lying to you, brother.
It's gonna hit the blogs because they
said
Bonnie texted him and said, I miss you. I want to see you, Bay, or some shit. He called him Bay.
Brother, they ass gay. I know for a fact Jam gay. He was down there fucking with homosexuals and all type of shit. But I ain't got nothing against them. But I got family that's gay and shit. But his ass gay, brother. He gay, brother. He was in there fucking with homosexuals and some more shit. These niggas, the nigga Breezy,
J 2.0.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Breezy, all these niggas, they ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna put that out there. Cause they you seen Big Mike and all these niggas doing interviews talking about Jam and all that shit. They ain't gonna put that gay shit out there. The man gay. Hey, that's the worst shit you could be accused of in prison, being a rat and being gay. He been gay, he been a rat. Niggas just weren't gonna say shit because they scared of him, brother.
Hit that like button, man. Hit that fucking like button,
brother. They scared of the man, brother. And they was scared of the man, brother. They was scared of him. If your ass, you know what I'm saying, one of them, you follow me, bro. I ain't gonna say too much, but you under that, you feel me?
Yeah.
You following in line.
A lot of these guys, though, a lot of these street guys be in there messing with punks, though.
Yeah.
A lot of them, a lot of them be in there messing with punks. A lot of them be in there messing with punks.
Yeah, brother. But look, I'm gonna tell you the move, like how we move though. Ain't none of that shit going on. Like if you a part of the mob, you know what I'm saying? That shit ain't supposed to go on. Let me say that. It goes on though. You know what's going on. But you either gonna go to PC or you gonna motherfucker move around. Like motherfuckers gonna disown you. You know what I'm saying? What nobody disowning dude. They act like they ain't see it. I promise you, brother.
So he was on some bully shit. If a motherfucker like that, like he was on some bully shit. If a motherfucker couldn't tell him he was wrong,
they gonna diddy his ass. I'm saying they gonna diddy him. They gonna diddy Jam ass.
So you think he actually was doing something with Vonnie? Because a lot of the home of the gay motherfuckers.
Look, I don't know what the fuck he got going on with Vonnie. Vonnie bogus too. He bogus as hell too. All they ass telling. But Jam specifically, he bogus, brother. Like he bogus. Cause when he did come home, motherfuckers blessed him. Motherfucker gave him some bread. Motherfuckers.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you that part. How this man was. This is like an exclusive. How otfjam was in the pen, messing with them boys. Right? The man did 12 years, so y'all do the math. This is allegedly. I can care less. Right? But this is what this man 0517 said. He was in there with him for an X amount of years, and he know the stories. Like he know this man personally. He actually said it like he was kind of like in the open in there in a way. If he knows, I mean, a few people, other people knows, right? So it's possible that this man otfjam that he just want to be like, yo, I don't want to deal with the free war. Let me go to jail and find me a few boyfriends. Let me go back to, let me stop this. Let me go back to the breakdown of the from the Florida lawyer, right? She's a lawyer, so she is good at what she does. Let me see. Here we go. Bam, bam. Here we go.
And that is you to Ashley. Fair? Can I explain that? Yeah, you can explain it. This is talking about, this don't got nothing to do with cuz. I know. I'm just trying to be fair to the exhibit. It's because that word cuz is because, right? Oh, let's go back. All right. So he says, this ain't got nothing to do with cuz. I know. Okay. So it's because. That word cuz is because, right? Yeah, that's kind of how I thought. But right. So I'm saying, what do that got to do with cuz though? What this have nothing to do with him. This is about literally a lawsuit. So what? I'm lost. What did that got to do with this? Was talking about because it was a lawsuit being done because the other facility that I got sent to, the phone calls was $6, and there was a lawsuit done with this same phone company that I stayed in. I'm laughing because it's true. It is like a form of piracy, like, yeah, with what they're doing with the jail calls and what they charge people and how much for a 15-minute call. And there's no regulation of this. So apparently there have been some class action suits and different lawsuits challenging how they're charging people for these phone calls and what they're doing with them and the rates. It's insane. So anyway, okay, I digress. The phone calls was $6, and there was a lawsuit done with the same phone company that I stayed in Illinois that I knew about because I was in prison for 12 years and knew about it. So I was telling her to get the information about this. So what's this got to do with cuz? All right, Mr. Steele, go lower in the exhibit where it may or may not, in the jury's view, be germane to what is happening in this case. So let's see, because now I'm wondering, did he mess up? Did he think the email? Is there something in this email that seems? So now we are at July 28th, so maybe not that email. Nothing about that email. If you look at the second rectangle, 2025, so a year ago. Okay. Ashley Jones wrote to you, and I'm going to read it. Quote, now, cuz been trying to call since yesterday and today. Okay, this one I don't think he can get around. I mean, that's definitely not because. Or maybe. Anyway, and Ashley Jones sends that, and you are the receiver. Fair? Now that is cuz? Yes. And cuz is Mr. Grant? Yes. In violation of the order. And a guy who you call Goofy, right? Yeah. You shouldn't be talking with him, right? I mean, I guess not. The next issue is a couple of hours later. It's now 2:56 in the afternoon. It's the same date, though. It's July 20th, 2025. And this message is from, I'm just going to orient you, Ashley, to you. And she's responding, or she's repeating to you. She's writing to you. Call me when you get out, cuz messaged. And that means, and what that means, Mr. Hester, and you tell me if I'm wrong, that means Ashley Jones is speaking with or communicating with Mr. Cuz, Mr. Grant, or Mr. Grant. You call him cuz, and relaying that message to you verbatim. Verbatim means, sorry, I'm like, I can't with it. I just wonder the tone, because the condescension, the looking down on the witness would be like, and message to you verbatim. Verbatim means potentially exactly what he wrote. And maybe he's just trying to be helpful. Sometimes I'll like give a definition for something I say in case someone may not know the word, but to do it in the middle of the cross, yeah, it's a slight. Anyway, so he tells him, okay, you call him cuz, and I'm relaying that message to you verbatim. Verbatim means potentially exactly what he wrote. Yeah. And what is happening here is the communication has already been going on between you and Mr. Grant, or cuz, right? Yeah, because obviously if she's saying, hey, cuz messaged me, like, you need to reach out to me because she talked to him. So this is not just a one-off. Like, this has been going on. And quote, call me when you get out. Some people may not understand what that means. When you are in custody, not you at this time, you are in custody. There are times that you are in a cell and there's no way to get onto a tablet, potentially a phone call, potentially. It's just you're isolated, right? If I'm going to be honest with you, that facility I was in, we can have tablets in the room. But I told her I can get on a tablet anytime. But that's the truth. But I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is accurate, generally. It's like that in some facilities, but not that one. But I get what you're saying. And the message sent to you from Mr. Grant, or cuz, is he's saying he's available on this day at this time. When you are available, when you have access to a phone, call him, right? Call her, not him.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you're ready to record.
Yeah, right. Am I right? It says, call me when you get out. Cuz message. He's saying contact. There is going to be contact. He's saying between the two of you through Ashley Jones. He's saying, call me, basically, so she could tell me the message. Like, he sent a message, call me so I could tell.
This is good for Durk. This is good for Durk right here, because what Mr. Still establishing, right? With the little bit that he got to work on, he's trying to establish how Cuz, which is OTF Bonnie, which is he's in this case, he's going to be on the stand on Monday. He's establishing how OTF Jan and OTF Bonnie have been communicating against the court like wish, right? They ain't supposed to be doing that. They ain't supposed to be doing that. But these guys, they disregard the law and they communicating with each other. So Mr. Bryan is still trying to paint the picture that they aren't conspire against Little Durk. It's a good strategy, but I don't see like the headshot in here yet. It's good things, but it's not like wow, you know what I mean? It's not like they communicating and saying like, yeah, we both gonna go against Dirk. We all gonna put the bodies on Dirk. We're gonna say that Dirk pay us and Dirk did this, Dirk did that. You see what I'm saying? I don't see that.
You what he said, basically. Right. And I think I'm saying the same thing, but if I'm inarticulate, I apologize. Maybe a little too articulate. You're communicating with Cuz through a third party, Ashley Jones. That's what we're getting at, right? I mean, we just did this 20 times now. Be like, bro, we done been through this. Like, how many times we can go around in circles with the same? So the answer is yes. Okay, the next one. Let's see who it's from and to. This is from Miss Jones to you, and it's going to be a day later. So it's July 29, 2005. Probably not 2005, but his phone going to VM. So I'm going to say voicemail. If that's wrong, just explain it. Can't get through. That's the quote. And that's contacting you to Cuz. Is that fair to say? I can't say. You can't remember? Maybe, maybe not. I can't say. And how many people in jail have voicemails? Huh? How many people in jail have the ability to have a phone call made and they get a voicemail? I really don't understand that. If you were in custody, right? Should you be, or generally, are you taken away from your phone, separated from your phone, like your cell phone? Like a cell phone? Yes. Yeah. So how do you get voicemails unless there is a contraband phone? How do you get voicemails? Nice try. What is this setup? This is basically, he's just trying to say, I don't know where he's going. He's just saying a voicemail. I think he got confused on what he's saying. His phone going to voicemail. So in this text, and it's going to be, this is from Miss Jones to you. A day later, she's saying his phone is going to voicemail. And that
fee-free 360 checking and $3.60 lattes. It's a win-win. Enjoy discounted lattes each Thursday.
through to Vonnie, and that's connecting you to Cuz. And then I guess maybe Brian Steele is thinking the answer was like that it's not Cuz, that maybe it's for him. I don't know. And so it's like, how do you have voicemail? And so if you're in jail, you don't have voicemails because there's no one, they can't call you unless you got a phone, an illegal phone that's contraband. And then he's like, nice try. You ain't gonna get me in trouble for admitting that. But look though, check this out. So if somebody phone for one, I don't even know who this is. If this is Cuz and she's saying the phone going to voicemail, she could be talking about the number that she gave, like his girl number going to voicemail, not his personal phone, that he got a phone in jail. Oh, because he's in jail. That he got a phone in jail. Oh, that's what he's saying. Okay. I was all confused. And if I'm confused, the jury's confused. That he got a phone in jail. No, but I like the picture you're trying to create. No. So to your knowledge, is Cuz's girlfriend also involved in the communication between to set you and Cuz up to communicate? I think it was his girl. Yeah, but I ain't positive. But he gave Ashley a number and it was a female. I don't know if it was his girlfriend or not, but yeah. And then we're going to be on the same date. I'm talking about July 29th, 2025. It's now 3:03 in the afternoon. The message is, quote, 3:15. He will call back because you ain't called. And that is from Ashley to you. And that's also referring to Goofy, Cuz, right? Yes. All right, next one's going to be a day later, July 30th, Dalek on 2005, but at 3:14 in the afternoon. And it's going to be Ashley Jones to you. Cuz is asking if you can call, meaning you can speak with him, right? Are you available, right? Oh, I can't wait to see what Cuz says about what their communications were. Because really, this is the thing. Brian Steele is trying to get at the fact that these two guys are communicating, and maybe they
Right.
collectively decided to go against Durk. And whether that's based in truth or not, we don't know, because we don't know what they were talking about. But the jury can kind of determine if what they're saying is believable based on how their stories match up. They're not supposed to be communicating, but clearly there's been some communication, and they're both in jail. They're both locked up, but both are going to be testifying. And so they're going to be able to see, how does Vonnie explain these interactions, and he won't have no idea what Jam is saying unless people watching these videos, and then they go tell him before he testifies, which is all possible. So maybe we shouldn't be doing it anyway. I don't know. Oh, how do I find out how long this has been going? This video is too long, and we're barely 40 pages into almost 300. So let's see if we can wrap it up here. Why do you need to speak with Cuz or Grant? Okay. Yeah, so they couldn't speak. So you guys can't speak. True. Yeah. Why do you need to speak with Cuz or Mr. Grant? I really didn't. Why did you need to? You were saying need. I didn't need to. Oh, I misunderstood. I'm sorry. But both of you are cooperating by this time. You know that. It's July of 2025, right? When? Just like you fixing the C. So when I was on the phone, no, not my attorney, not no FBI, not no detective. Nobody told me Cuz was cooperating. I got on the phone with Ashley, and Ashley told me about something Fat posted on the internet about Cuz. Who's that at? What was that? Huh? What was that she posted? Yeah. Something about being a rat, basically. Like, she posted a picture, I think it was with Cuz and Durk, and said something about him being a rat. And yeah, so I said something about it. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, that was it. I said something about it. And when you say a rat, is that the same to you as defined as a snitch? Yeah. And that, in cleaned up terms in court, is a cooperator. Yes. All means the same thing. Yes. It's a snitch. Yes. It's somebody who wants to improve their position in life, get freedom, and they talk about someone else. That's what it means, right? I mean, I know people that have been shot or been a victim or something and cooperated with law enforcement, and it wasn't about getting no freedom or nothing. So, but okay, whatever. Well, I'm not talking about a victim, a real victim. If I get shot and I tell the police, oh my God, I'm shot, and the person in that car is shooting other people, and there they are, that's not, I know people that ain't get shot and still cooperated, but okay.
If you made bread, you'd devote your day to measuring, mixing, and slow baking it till perfectly golden. But
your story as well. Ooh, going back and forth. He's getting a little offended by the questioning. But under your definition and your worldview from being incarcerated, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, most of your life, you are a snitch, a rat, a cooperator. It's the same thing, right? As of right now, yeah. Now let's go to the next one. No, let's not go to the next one. No, let's not go to the next one. I think as of right now, yeah, he's a snitch, just like he's saying Cuz was a snitch. And the question is, were they communicating? If so, what was Cuz lying to Jam about the fact that he was cooperating? I don't know, but I expect that Cuz is going to be taking the stand sometime next week. I'm going to try to see how we do this, because this is long. I thought the trials are long. Trials can be boring and dry and long. I'm loving it, but I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm going to keep going through it. I kind of like getting the raw reaction to it. And so reading it with you, but maybe it's going to be more streamlined if I just read it and then pick out some good points. If you made it this far, let me know if you have a preference. Otherwise, we'll put in that little pinned comment and ask you guys how you guys want me to break this up. If you're interested in hearing more of the transcript, or just let me read it on my own time, and then I'll come back and give you a recap. We'll figure it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can, nothing. What am I saying? Anyways, as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with some more videos, maybe a follow-up, part 2, part 3,
Yeah. That was the lady. What is this lady name, man? She is good at this thing. Let me go subscribe to Florida Defense Team. She's a lawyer out of Florida, of course. I wonder what part of Florida. She looks like she might be in Orlando. But let me go here and go subscribe to her channel. The thing is that my man, the whole time I wanted to, because I wanted to see if she was going to find like the headshot. That's what I like to call it. Meaning like they were talking specifically about the case, but when they were talking, communicating with each other when they ain't supposed to, they really wasn't communicating, unless there is other Another way that can happen is possibly in jail, people buy phones, right? They be having phones in there. How do you think you see TikTok niggas dancing on TikTok and doing TikTok challenges on TikTok? You know what I mean? And these niggas in prison, right? Because they be having phones. They got iPhones, they got Galaxies, they got all kind of phones in there, right? So I believe the times that they communicated that they got to see each other is because they have to call the number. They probably have to get rid of the number in the jail, right? They have to throw that phone away. So they get a brand new phone. So now they have to call the middle person, the middleman, right? So the middleman go be like, hey, yo, I got a new number. Can you relay this number to OTF Bonnie? And then Mr. Brian Steele do not have a way for him to kind of like intercept those phone calls. I mean, he can do it. He costs $3,000 an hour, so he can get investigators, he can get hackers, he can get all kind of stuff. But the problem is by him interfering on those calls, he wouldn't be visible in court. You know what I mean? Because that's actually legal. I'm pretty sure he found a way to find out what is his new numbers. He know that people in there get phones. So from watching this right here, I didn't see no headshot when it comes to from Brian Steele finding out the communication between OTF Vanny and OTF Jan to connect the point that he was trying to make. Like, yo, you talking about the case, you conspire against Little Durk, you are a piece of shit. I think, I believe Little Durk is cooked. I'm gonna be honest with you. SL Pro, how you doing, family? Yeah, I believe Mr. um Durk is cooked. And here's the problem. And this is how I know Little Durk is cooked. And this is what a lot of people don't know. Little Durk is fighting one murder, hired for murder for Little Pabs, which is Quando Rondo. Quando Rondo was the guy that's supposed to die that day. They have trying to kill Quando Rondo 3 different times. 2 times in Georgia. Quando Rondo went to California. They following over there. They knew that Quando Rondo was going to be there for 2 days. They cut planes, no luggage, no nothing, and actually drop on them right outside of Beverly Hills Mall, right? So what happened was everybody left. OTF Jan get cut with a gun. That's when he sent that famous note. Yo, I want to I want to cooperate. I know about the murders. I just don't want to do it on camera. That's what he said on that note, right? So he pretty much blew this case wide open. Then Bonnie said, "Yo, I'm gonna cooperate because I'm Little Durk assistant. He's the one that's in charge of the credit cards. He's in charge of he's pretty much like an assistant. So he's gonna know Little Durk business left and right. He's gonna know Little Durk business left and right. So he's gonna be the person that's gonna connect Little Durk to Bonnie. Bonnie got the killers, but he got it from Little Durk's order. Let me see with this. What the hell? Yeah, so like I was saying, right? The thing is that Hassan, what's up, yo? The thing is that and oh, this is what I was saying. My bad, I got lost on my thoughts, right? Let me break this down like a kilo of coke, right? As of right now, Little Dirk is fighting one case. He got 7 charges on this one case. The highest one is hired for murder. That's life, pretty much life, no parole. Let me double check, man. You know what I mean? How much? Because the person actually died. How much does hired for murder. Carrying the feds. Let's see. Under the federal murder for hire statute, 18 U-C, right? 1958. The penalties are heavily tied based on the physical outcome of the plot, carrying a maximum sentence ranging from 10 years to life in prison or death penalty. Woo, boy, that sounds crazy. Now, and this is how the Fed describe it. No injury, meaning that Papi Blanco paid $20 to John Doe to clap Johnny Doe. The plot didn't, nothing happened. By me doing the plot, they will give me up to 10 years, right? Personal injury result, meaning that possibly the person, Papi Blanco, paid John Doe $20 to clap Johnny Doe. He stabbed him, shot him, whatever, beat him with a baseball bat, right? And he didn't die. They will give me up to 20 years if they cash me. Death result. Oh boy. This is what it is. Death result. Life imprisonment or death penalty. I don't know, man. Death penalty. This yo, is nasty on Durk, right? And this is the other thing, right? No parole. The federal prison system has no parole. If the defendant is sentenced, let me see the term of year, they must serve at least 85% of the time, even with good behavior credit. So it's not a guarantee. They can do it because the president can give you a pardon, right? You have to do like 30, 40 years, man. Durk, if I'm not mistaken, is about 33. You're about to be 34 years old, if my math is correct, right? Then interstate catch. That's what happened with Durk. That's where the feds get involved because they went from Chicago, they went to ATL. From ATL, to Georgia. From Georgia, they went to California. That's interstate, right? They plan to use facility of interstate commerce. This includes using cell phone, sending text messages, making wire transfer, using the internet like the dark web or crossing state lines. Yo, Dirk is cooked, my guy. I don't think this man gonna get out of this. And this is the reason why I know Dirk is cooked, right? Let me see what my man is strict cuticles, right? Let me see. He say, let's say Dirk beat this case. Does that mean Brian Steele will have to also answer to God one day about this? Brother, I've been saying this for the longest. Lawyers are crooks. Lawyers are crooks with a briefcase. All right. Lawyers and crooks are the same people. The difference is that the lawyer got a briefcase, the gangster got the shotgun or the gun or the knife. All right. But they both trying to impose their will to push the law to they're trying to bend the will, they're trying to bend the law to their will. You understand what I'm saying? You say Dirk still has a chance. Actually, I think Dirk is cool. I'm gonna tell you why Dirk is cool. I always get distracted when I'm trying to make my point. Right? The reason what I believe little Dirk is cooked is because first of all, this case, he got too much evidence. And I just explained to you that when we was reading the transcript, right? It was no like wild moment. If Brian Steele would establish some way, somehow, otfjam and otf Vanny communicating and saying something along the lines like, hey Joe, we gonna doom this nigga Dirk. Hey Joe, we gonna do this to this nigga Dirk. Hey Joe, let's put this body on Dirk. Let's both of them get out of this one. Let's catch a plea and let's say if he would establish a coordination, right? A kind of like plan to go against Dirk, then Brian Steele would have had something, right? But this is what happened. Even if by the graces of the gods, right? Whoever Dirk is a Muslim. Let's say if Allah answered his calls. Allah answered their calls to beat this case. It ain't over. Durk got another murder trial coming right after this one. The breaking news. I'm telling you this right now. Little Durk got another trial coming right after this one. Remember I told you this, right? And the next trial is going to be a Stephen Mack. Who is a Stephen Mack? Stephen Mack is the person that got clapped in Chicago, right? Because he's supposed to be the one that killed Van brother. They think got killed outside of the club in Chicago, and then everybody came to the conclusion that was allegedly was Stephen Mapp, and Durk find out who killed his brother, his big brother, his older brother. He put prices on his head. Some guy named Marley and some guy named CJ, if I'm not mistaken. Marley and CJ, right? These idiots did the hit. They did the hit, right? And then they got away. They clapped the guy, Stephen Mack, right there on the parking lot. They run away. And while they're running away, these geniuses start shouting each other's name. They had a mask and everything. They had a mask and everything, right? So while they're running away, they go into neighborhoods, right? Walking, right? What happened was they start shouting each other's name. They were like, hey, yo, Marley, where are you going? Like, no, let's go this way. So this guy actually started shouting each other's name. Matter of fact, y'all think I'm lying. Let me see if I can even find it, bro. Yo, this is like the dumbest niggas ever, bro. Fan, this is a level of stupid. You can tell these niggas, man, they drop out in the fourth grade. 1 second, man. Stephen Mack. Chicago. Let's see if I can find that video, bro. Let me see. I don't think I can find. I don't think I can find the goddamn video. Hold on once. Yo, this is like this guy is like some of the dumbest people ever, bro. And right. So yes, so Stephen Mack, right? That happens to be the street. You know, everything that happened in your city, we get to know in the street, man. You know what I mean? If you know, right? So Stephen Mack, the people put the work out there. Yo, the person that got your brother Little Durk was a guy named Stephen Mack for this set. So what Durk was like, allegedly, right? What Little Durk was, yo, I got X amount of money, man. Go put the drill gang on those guys. So the guys that got the contract was AJ and Marley. The reason we know their name is because they got cut. So they got cut. They go to jail, and these geniuses, right? The guy start talking to informant inside the jail, and he started saying how Little Durk supposed to be paying for the hit. Let me see. My man DG say otfjam didn't really prove that Durk was involved. You are absolutely correct, brother. But the whole purpose, this is what we need to understand, family. DG, right? otfjam wasn't there to prove that Durk was involved. I mean, he's gonna say that, right? But the only purpose of otfjam to say this is, yo, I was in LA, I pulled the trigger, we was driving around with a striker, I got the mask, we met up at In-N-Out, we hunted, we saw Cuando Rondo pulling up to the dispensary, we saw him to the smoke shop, we saw him driving around. Yo, do y'all know that actually, yo, this is what, yo, this story is going to be a movie. 50 Cent gonna get a hold of this and turn this into a TV series, bro. Yo, do you know that OTF Jam, this is how dumb these niggas is, right? This is how dumb they are. They go to LA, they get a striker. A striker is a stolen car that got clean plates. If police get behind you, the shit gonna check out, they're gonna pull you over. So they got a striker, right? And OTF Bonnie, like a dummy, like the nerd that he is, right? He went and got a he got a he got he went and rent a BMW from the exotic car rental place. What happened? Those places got trackers. So he go and get a striker, a stolen car for the killers, but then he get himself a BMW to drive around with them. Yo, do y'all remember The Wire? Oh, yes, you're right, but that wasn't his purpose, bro. Did you? Check this. Yo, think about it. OTF Jam whole purpose was simple: to establish that he was the killer, that he know Dirk, that he was in LA. That was his purpose. You know who going to prove that Dirk paid? I mean, alleged to pay is Vanny. Vanny is the bridge between Jam and Dirk. You see what I'm saying? He accomplished his purpose, DJ. That's what I'm trying to say. Obviously, he ain't got no money. That was the purpose. As of right now, it looks like they did it all along. Yes, watch Monday. Tomorrow, bro, it's gonna be a bombshell. Tomorrow, I mean, in the first half, I think tomorrow the prosecution gonna be the whole the U.S. attorney is the one that going to kind of like interview Vanny. Like, yo, how long have you been with Dirk? Yeah, from Chicago, right? Y'all grew up together, right? So you was best friend with Kim because OTF Vanny is supposed to be the right hand man of Kim Bond. So you was with Kim Bond, right? Hold on, tell us about Kim Bond, right? So now, and they're gonna slow cook it. They're gonna slow cook it, and then they're gonna get to Dirk. So how long you been working with Dirk? So you book his flights, you book his concerts, you deal with the band, you deal with other people when it comes to Little Dirk business. He gonna slow cook that shit, bro. And fam, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I don't like my chances with Dirk. And when I say I don't like my chances with Dirk, I just don't see no way out, bro. And even if Allah, which is Dirk's God, right? Because he's a Muslim, even if Allah do a miracle and make it possible for Dirk to beat this case, he got another murder coming, bro. Remember I told you this, a Stephen Mack trial. And I believe the federal government is picking that up too. And guess what? I'm gonna tell you another bombshell. It's a third murder cooking as we speak right now. You know who it is? FBG Cash. That's probably gonna be. They're probably gonna put that on Dirt's lap right now, from what I believe. Let me see. My man DG say, yeah, but he's going to be saying shit. He's going to say all that, but if he can't prove the money was paid, he was just saying stuff so they all can get a deal. Here's the thing, my man DJ, right? You're absolutely right. They haven't proved the money. But you know how the feds is doing? They saying by Dirk giving them money for record deal because they already established that Dirk gave OTF Jam $10,000 for his own video, for his own music video, Brody. You don't think about this, DJ. You are a rapper and I gotta pay you to be on your own video. So what the feds is trying to do is they're trying to establish like, yo, you're trying to pay the murder by using kind of like the legal business of everything. All right, and that's what they're trying to that's what they're trying to establish. My man Street said that's true. No money transaction, which is green for Celia. Dark you know what I mean? Let me see. Hassan said they got proof he's done. No. You missing what I'm saying, DJ. This is what I'm trying to say. You are a rapper. This is your music video, DJ. So what the Fed is trying to establish now, you have a point right there, DJ, right? maybe it might not stand in court, maybe, right? I'm there with you, but what they trying to when they trying to explain the whole scenario, right? They trying to paint the picture that Dirk was using legal business, right? Paying OTF Jam to participate on OTF Jam on video. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, you wouldn't pay for the hit directly, but you trying to be slick and paying them on the back end. You feel me? So now, DJ, I'm with you. Can he stand on court? It's gonna be so. And remember this. Remember this. In court, in a trial, the state, I mean, in this case, the Feds got to go 12 for 12. They got to clean, they got to do a sweep. They got to go 12 for 12. 12 jury have to come to the same decision, right? 12 jury have to come to the same decision and say, yeah, Dirk, you a piece of shit, you dirty, you got cuando run the little cussing clap. Boom, guilty, right? Brian Steele, Drew Finley, they just need one. They just need one person to be like, I don't think Dirk didn't do that. And that's what Brian Steele and Drew Finley is trying to find any little hole that they can find to trying to raise doubt. Me, I think Brian Steele is one of the best. Drew Finley is one of the best, but bro, the simple fact, I'm gonna tell you what Dirk went wrong, bro. I don't understand why Dirk even went to California, bro. Because y'all know that Dirk was in California. He was like a couple of miles away. He was at some house. And then they say that Dirk was in California because of the wedding. Let me see. We're just waiting on Bonnie's bitch has to testify. Hey, bro, tomorrow is going to be a move. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. If the feds offer to like pay-per-view type of thing, I would pay. I would love to see that online. I would love to see that live stream, man. Tomorrow is going to be OTF Bonnie ratting, a certified rat, doing rat things, right? Going to rap, but then again, and listen. Oh, thank you for reminding me of this. Do y'all know that OTF Bonnie, his record is clean? Why am I saying that? By OTF Bonnie record being clean, I promise you. Remember, tomorrow Bonnie gonna get on the stand. I'm willing to bet $1,000 that the U.S. district attorney, right? The U.S. prosecutors, right? The U.S. federal prosecutors, they're going to lean on that. Oh, this is a good kid. He was trying to find a career in the rap industry, in the music industry. Look at his record. His record is his record is clean. Obviously, this guy don't got known by the street, so you gotta take OTF Vanny word. I promise you, they're going to lean on that, and guess what? That's going to go a long way in the jury's mind. Remember that I told you this. DG, what's up, family? Let me see. Watch Brian Steele bring Young's girlfriend and Bonnie is scared to testify against them. Yes, I would do it too. I would do it too. Fam, the problem with Dirk is just he doesn't have enough wiggle room. The simple fact that he put himself in LA, he took a private jet from Miami to LA with the quote unquote going for a wedding, right? Going there for a wedding. We need to see those videos him at the wedding, right? I mean, I don't need to see anything, but like that will hold a lot of weight. Yeah, so the thing is, so now, let's see my man DJ is saying, I think they're probably going to have to take this thing. And DJ, that absolutely is not going to happen, family. That, bro, this is a murder case. In plenty. Okay, it's like this, bro. The only way, yo, DJ, the only way Dirk take this thing, he got to go like this. He got to snitch. This is a rapper, right? He got to go like this. Yo, Bonnie, that's your fault. I told you not to do that shit. You and otfjam did that shit. You and Didi and Brown Eye and Flacca, y'all did all that shit behind my back. This is your fault. There is, bro. And the decision is ultimately on Durk because he's the one that decides he want to take the stand or sit down. I give it, it's a 98.9 chance that Durk do not take the stand, bro. That ain't gonna happen, bro. This is no TV, family. There is no way in hell because the crux examination, it will be legendary. Those lawyers, the feds will eat Durk alive, bro. Dirk is not gonna take that stand, family. Bro, that ain't gonna happen, G. That's not going to happen, my guy. I don't, yo, in every, bro, if we look at, let's do like a small sample size, right? If we look at the last 50 most popular trials that we have seen in the past 10 years, I think 50 is a decent number, right? Bro, I don't remember a person that committed murder taking the stand except the guy, the white boy that killed those 4 or 5 people in Wisconsin, I believe. I forgot homeboy, Rittinghouse, whatever his name is. He took the stand because he actually was fighting a self-defense thing, right? This right here, first of all, Durk is a goddamn rapper. He ain't gonna take the stand. He cared about his image, right? People already calling him a snitch, even though they don't believe that Durk is snitching. What Durk is doing is, bro, yeah, Vonnie, Jam, and Flack is blaming this on me, bro. You already plead. Do y'all know they already pled guilty, right? You already plead guilty to this stuff. Why are you bringing me in? Look over there. That's what Durk is doing. People is calling Durk a snitch. As of right now, and I can change my mind. I can change my answer later on. But as of right now, what Little Durk is doing is simple lawyer strategy. Wait, you trying to say that I'm the head of the snake? Bro, I ain't got nothing to do with this. Jam pled guilty already, like last year. Bonnie pled guilty already, like last year. Flocka pled guilty last year. I pled no innocent, no guilty. So by default, by default, what Durk is doing is like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with this. You already got the guys that pled guilty. Why are you coming after me? Let me see. Did you say I believe if the feds can prove money, he's not going to be found guilty on that particular charge. And you are right, DJ, right? Maybe he can squeeze his way out of the murder for higher charge. Which is part, you know, he got 7 charges. I got it on my phone. Let me look at it. He got 7 charges. And the other charge carry like 20 years too. The stalking on, goddamn, what is it? The stalking in result. But the thing is, like, if he's not found, if he's not found of, if he's found no guilty on the murder for hire charge, by default, he's not going to be found guilty on the second higher charge, which is a stalking with the result of death. He got to be found no guilty on that one either, because they're like kind of like sister charges in a way. You got to be that way because there is no way that you're gonna find me guilty on stalking in the result of death of an individual, and then you find me no guilty in the murder for hire. Because by you charging me guilty in one, you have to charge me guilty on both charges. Oh, he got 7. He got 7. DJ, hold on. It's very easy. Let me go ahead and. Let me see where we at, right? Hold on, I'm sending a text message right now. Let me go to my, I know I had it. I should have had it ready. But no. Here we go. Bingo. I got it. Charge number one, interstate stalking resulting in death. That carry a lot of years, bro. Charge number two, interstate stalking of a rival using dangerous weapon. You know what the weapon was. Charge number three, conspiracy to commit murder for hire resulting in death. I went through the law right now. If Durk is found guilty, he's getting a life, no parole sentence. There is no way around it. Or the death penalty. I think they took the death penalty of this case, I believe, because I haven't heard it mentioned. Charge number five, murder in aid of racketeering. That's why they have their digit, you see? That's why they have otfjam explaining the ranks of the gang and how the gang operate. What is his position? Is he a child caller? That's why they call him minister. Minister is a high rank person in the Black Disciple gang type shit, right? Charge number six, conspiracy to commit interstate stalking. Meaning like, yo, we got Quando Rondo address, man. Y'all better get after. It's time to slide. It's time to slide. It's time to put belt to ass. In charge number seven, firearm machine gun offenses on a crime of violence to further the crime of violence. Oh boy, listen, bro. I'm a believer. Even though that I think Brian Steele, Drew Finley are great lawyers, I don't think this is going to get that man Durk out of this, bro. I think this whole in the kind of hole that Mr. Lil Durk is in right now, I think it's too much to overcome. It's too much to overcome. And guess what? If he overcome this one, he got another trial coming. I remember that I told you this if you haven't heard it yet. Stephen Mack. That trial is gonna be coming to you in the next 16 months, 20 months. Let me use that as a window. 20 months, right? Clip it, post it, subscribe. Matter of fact, I need somebody to send me a cash out with a super chat, and nobody having support, man. Come on, bro. Yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Let me see what else is new weekend. It's another thing that I want to touch on, right? 1 second. This is another thing, right? Before I forget. Before otfjam got off the stand, let me go in order. Hassan, my man Hassan say, I think there might get life in prison. I don't think he gets to do the death penalty. I think he is going to cooperate and just do life. The corporations at the window, is off the table. Maybe in the next two trials that he got coming up, he got one for sure. The second one, they working on it right now. I promise you it's going to happen, bro. Right? My man DJ said the next trial is federal or state. It's going to be federal. And I tell you why. Because the feds already was trying to put that, they were trying to put that body on this trial, right? And the judge was like, yo, it's too late. It's too late, bro. So you're gonna have to do. And the judge said it in on Tuesday or Wednesday. The judge, somebody was trying to insinuate about that second murder, and they were like, yo, jury, don't discount that. That's going to be for the next trial. That's how I know that trial, the Stephen Matt, is coming to you real soon. Real soon. Like the NFL season. It's going to be real soon. It's going to be federal, DJ, to answer your question, bro. All right, let me go ahead and yo, DJ, do you know that there is rumors that otfjam is a rainbow? Hassan, do you know that otfjam might be a rainbow? He might be a LGBT lover. Matter of fact, let me play this before I get out of here, man. How this man otfjam did 12 years. So and somebody that was doing time with otfjam. Oh, did you already know that? Breaking news, bro. The bombshell. Clip this and send it. Everybody, make sure I get the credit, right? Yo, I was watching this, and this guy that did a lot of this guy just came home a year and a half ago. His name, he go by the name of 0517, a Chicago guy, the street guy, right? He did about 15 years for a murder and an attempt to another murder. He 15 years. He won his appeal, so he home now, right? So this is what happened, DG. The man came home and said that otfjam the whole time was in there messing with them boys. He was over there making love to pumps, to let me take that back, to LGBT guys. So he was in prison, and that's probably another reason why otfjam got the plea for 3 months. He want to go back to prison to his boyfriend. Yeah, I'm about to show you right now. Hold on. I don't want you to think that I'm lying. I'm telling you the truth. My baby girl, realistic. Go subscribe to my baby realistic buys right now. Realistic, yo. If you have do you have a ranch, baby? Go ahead, drop your channel. Everybody, go subscribe to my girl realistic buys right now, man. Please go subscribe to her. Great content. That woman is on fire. She goes live now, pretty much at least 4 times a week, at least. Let me show you how Mr. otfjam might be a rainbow guy.
Yeah, he did.
Come slide on him. The nigga wasn't even there.
But knowing him from being like in jail with him, is he like fucked up like Cutthroat, or he actually a good nigga?
Bro, he not like that, brother. The man gay, brother. He was in there fucking with Gillies and shit, brother.
Man, don't tell me that, man. It's gonna hit the blogs,
brother. I ain't
man.
lying to you, brother.
It's gonna hit the blogs because they
said
Bonnie texted him and said, I miss you. I want to see you, Bay, or some shit. He called him Bay.
Brother, they ass gay. I know for a fact Jam gay. He was down there fucking with homosexuals and all type of shit. But I ain't got nothing against them. But I got family that's gay and shit. But his ass gay, brother. He gay, brother. He was in there fucking with homosexuals and some more shit. These niggas, the nigga Breezy,
J 2.0.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Breezy, all these niggas, they ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna put that out there. Cause they.
I heard that, right? Let me go back and we're gonna make it clean for the people that didn't hear it. That otfjam might be a man that likes to be with men. Nothing wrong with that. Let me make that disclaimer, man. You know what I mean? Hey, you gotta be otfjam, the stone down killer. You know what this remind me of? Do y'all ever watch The Wire? This guy might be the real life Omar. This is Omar. Omar from The Wire. You know how, Omar was a gangster, was a robber, was a killer, and was a snitch, and was a man lover too. Omar was like a beast. And okay, so DG, you know the details, right? The whole thing is that otfjam got pulled over. He got caught with a gun. By automatically, he's violating parole because he did 12 years for an attempted murder. So by default, he ain't supposed to be around no guns, which means that at worst, he was gonna go back to jail. Possibly between, when you violate parole over a gun violation, they're probably gonna give you between 3 and 5. That was his window. Max, he was going to get fined because he's a felon with a gun, right? To me, that story always sound crazy. Why did he tell when he only looked, why did he actually agree to tell on bodies that they didn't have on? He wasn't a suspect yet. And then they asked him that. Brian's still asking that. And then he said, oh, it was wearing on my mind. Actually, it was the federal government that asking that. It was, they say, like, yo, it was on my mind. I want to get it out of my chest. Bro, but here's the thing. otfjam, 14 years ago, he went to Wisconsin, Lansing, Wisconsin, to the store, to like one of those local store, and cop Indian man. That case is called is on resolved right now. How do I know this? Because they said it on the court. Right? That's why. They said it on the court. They said the guy name and everything. They went to the store. They closed the Indian guy's store, possibly a 7-Eleven for all I know. They took the guy to the bat, beat him up, shot him, boom. And then the OG that was with OTF Jam said, yo, OTF, you gotta finish him. You gotta finish him because he saw our faces. He saw our faces. So what OTF Jan said, what OTF Jan did, he put the gun on Buddy's head and it splattered his brains. He splattered his brain. So yes, so that matter of fact, hold on, I think I got the picture of the guy. Let me see. I think I even got a picture of the guy, man. Did I even get the picture of the guy? Did I? Well, let's do the Google. Google got everything. I'm gonna tell you the guy, bro, because he's already on the records anyway. Damn, what the hell? I know I saved that picture. Oh, let me thank you for Hassan for the $20 cash app, man. I appreciate you, family. Thank you. Thank you, my guy. I'm trying to look for the picture. Oh, here we go. Here we go, man. I think it's better if I do it. Yeah, I gotta send that to myself. Give me a second, people. Hold on 1 second. And bam. Here we go. So I'm giving you some exclusive. Thank you, Hassan, for the $20 cash app, man. Everybody be like Hassan, man, and cash app your boy so I can pay the stranger link. Now let me go over here to my. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna share the screen. Let me start sharing this. Let me go back to the studio. Share, bam, bam, bam. Here we go. Here we go. We cooking now. Now, right here, this is the guy that you see in the OTF Jam years ago, about 14, 15 years ago, right? This is the Indian man, right? That he had a store in Lansing, Wisconsin. They drove from Chicago to Lansing, Wisconsin. It was like a money dispute. I don't know what kind of deal this Indian man had with them people. They drove over there. He had a store. They came to the store, closed the door, took Buddy to the back, shot him in his ass or something, on the leg or something, or in the stomach or whatever, right? The first shot. So the OG was like, "Yo, oh Jam, this guy saw our faces. We cannot let this guy walk up out of here." So what they did was, OG told him, "Yo, you got to finish him." So OTF Jam point his gun to this man head and decapitate him. This happened all the way back in like 2000 and damn, something like that, bro. Actually longer than that, like 09. And that case have been, is as you can see, say unsolved, right? But OTF Jam provided the information, so that case is going to be solved in the next couple of months. That's the guy right there. So let me go back to bam. Let me share the screen so we can hear correctly. One more time. OTF Jam, homosexual activities. I ain't gonna pause it or nothing. Go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, this is otfjam, aka Kelsey Hester, that is on the stand right now. He is testifying against my man Lil Durk. This man is alleged to be a rainbow man. He seems that he loved men a little bit too much. That his entire 12 years, I mean, I don't want to say his entire 12 years, but a good portion of the 12 years that he did in prison, he was getting down with them boys over there. This guy right here, 0517, which he was locked up in the same prison with him for an X amount of time, is saying that that man likes to be with other men. Let's check it out.
That's deep. A lot of people don't know that.
Motherfuckers ain't
A lot
gonna
of
know
people
that.
don't know that.
Motherfuckers ain't gonna know that, brother, because they ain't in the inside.
Why they
like,
how they painting a picture of him though? Like how they painting a picture of him like he just don't give a fuck about nobody but himself. Like
yeah,
he telling his sister like he said he'll shoot his sister, he'll break in the crib and shoot his sister.
I saw that. I saw that shit, brother. He bogus as hell. I saw that shit too. Who the fuck gives up their sister low? Like don't nobody do that, brother. You saw that shit?
Yeah.
He posted his sister low. He took her to the crib.
Yeah,
come slide on the nigga wasn't even there.
But knowing him from being like in jail with him, is he like fucked up like Cutthroat or he actually a good nigga?
Bro, he not like that, brother. The man gay, brother. He was in there fucking with Gillies and shit, brother.
Man, don't tell me that, man. It's gonna hit the blogs.
Brother, I ain't lying to you, brother.
It's gonna hit the blogs because they
said
Bonnie texted him and said, I miss you. I want to see you, Bay, or some shit. He called him Bay.
Brother, they ass gay. I know for a fact Jam gay. He was down there fucking with homosexuals and all type of shit, but I ain't got nothing against them, but I got family that's gay and shit. But his ass gay, brother. He gay, brother. He was in there fucking with homosexuals and some more shit. These niggas, the nigga Breezy,
J 2.0.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Breezy, all these niggas, they ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna put that out there. Cause you seen Big Mike and all these niggas doing interviews talking about Jam and all that shit. They ain't gonna put that gay shit out there. The man gay. And that's the worst shit you could be accused of in prison, being a rat and being gay. He been gay, he been a rat. Niggas just weren't gonna say shit because they scared of him, brother.
Hit that like button, man. Hit that fucking like button,
brother. They scared of the man, brother. And they was scared of the man, brother. They was scared of him. If your ass, you know what I'm saying, one of them, you follow me, bro. I ain't gonna say too much, but you under that, you feel me?
Yeah.
You falling in line.
A lot of these guys, though, a lot of these street guys be in there messing with punks, though.
Yeah.
A lot of them, a lot of them be in there messing with punks. A lot of them be in there messing with punks.
Yeah, brother. But look, I'm gonna tell you the move, like how we move though. Ain't none of that shit going on. Like if you a part of the mob, you know what I'm saying? That shit ain't supposed to go on.
Yeah.
Let me say that. It goes on though. You know what's going on. But you either gonna go to PC or you gonna motherfucker move around. Like motherfuckers gonna disown you. You know what I'm saying? What nobody disowning dude. They act like they ain't see it. I promise you, brother.
So he was on some bully shit. If a motherfucker like that, like he was on some bully shit. If a motherfucker couldn't tell him he was wrong,
they gonna diddy his ass. On shit, they gonna diddy him. they gonna diddy Jam ass.
So you think he actually was doing something with Vonnie? Because Atlanta the home of the gay motherfuckers.
Look, I don't know what the fuck he got going on with Vonnie. Vonnie bogus too. He bogus as hell too. All the ass telling. But Jam specifically, he bogus, brother. Like he bogus. Cause when he did come home, motherfuckers blessed him. Motherfuckers gave him some bread. Motherfuckers made sure he was situated. But he didn't know Smurk. Like I say, motherfuckers only let him around because motherfuckers know of him. Don't know motherfucker, he wasn't fucking with Jam. Them people ain't got no call of him on the phone with Jam.
Damn.
Incarcerated or out. These facts, brother.
Damn.
Think about it. They would have bought that shit.
So Lil Durk was just allegedly just recruiting killers, not even knowing, like just not even having relationships with them, just because they said he ain't even know King Von like that. He just let him drive his car on prom or something. He didn't even know him.
You know how you know Von. You know what's going on, brother. O-Block, all that shit. You know what's going on. When Von came home, motherfucker, hey, well, what's up? I'm trying to do this rap shit. You know how that shit go, brother. And motherfuckers put him there. If Von was really on that shit, he was, you know what I'm saying?
Damn. Damn.
Yeah,
You know this finna hit the blog. You saying that? You know this finna hit the blog.
Yeah, brother.
These bloggers really watch Safe to Speak. They really
man,
be.
brother. I know they tuned in. A lot of punks gonna come forward. I told they gonna Diddy jam, man.
Damn.
When
What
all
you
them
mean
big
they gonna
Fritas,
Diddy him?
man, when all them big Fritas come forward, they gonna Diddy jam ass, brother. They gonna Diddy him.
What you mean? What you mean?
He gonna they gonna get him on that freaky shit. He's just on some rat shit right now. They gonna wrap his ass up on that freaky shit. Told you he was in there fucking with punks, all type of shit. All type, brother. Man, bogus. He been bogus. Like I say, smirking them ain't know what was going on. You don't let no nigga like that around, brother. He been gone. Durk not even look, Smurk not even from Land Run. He not even from Land Run. Jamming them from Land Run, MTV, all that shit. Durk from Dog Pound.
Yeah, dope.
He don't even he wasn't even fucking with him. Like I say, when he was home, he wasn't fucking with him. He didn't, they know of each other. He don't know that man.
Right, they ain't got no relationship.
They had no relationship prior to him coming home, brother. Had no relationship.
Damn. That's deep.
Hey, I'm gonna throw Brian Steele one. He don't know the nigga. He don't, you know what I'm saying? He don't know that nigga.
Damn, that's
free Smurk though, man. And that shit bogus. I won't wish that shit on my worst enemy, my nigga. Like free Smurk, that shit bogus as hell, brother.
So you got locked up for the 2 attempts and a murder.
Yeah.
And you came back on the appeal.
I came back on the appeal, brother. And that's
well, welcome home. How long you been home?
Man, I've been home going on a year and some change.
Oh, okay, you been home for a while.
Yeah. Motherfuckers going through it, brother, taking L's and shit. You know what I'm saying? But shit getting situated now. Shit coming together, brother.
Yeah.
This
a lane right here. This a lane.
Most definitely.
This a lane right here.
Most definitely.
This a lane, especially if you credible, like, and you know.
Yeah, that right there, man. Now DG, I'd rather do 3 to 5 than the 20, and that's the part that is killing me, bro. But DG, let me say this, right? Like, they say that this man otfjam was over there messing with them boys, messing with men, messing with with men that wear wigs, kind of like Little J. I don't know if you're familiar with Little J. Little J is a ATL. No, I'm lying. He's a Chicago rapper. He come from the same kind of circle, the drill rapper. Little J got caught in jail having Transformers sitting on his lap and everything. Like he was in the open with it. Like he was messing with them boys too. And Little J happens to be pretty popular in the Chicago area in the drill rapping as an area, arena, right? This guy right here, otfjam, even though that he raps, but he being locked up so long that his rap career never took off. You feel me? So he gets known for being he's a shooter. Like that's what he do. You know what I mean? Like, yo, and now he's being outed allegedly for being a man that be with other men in a romantic way. My man is a man lover, right? So to me, it never made sense why this man, in a state of taking the 3 to 5 on a parole violation, on a gun charge, a felon having a pistol, why didn't he took that with a smile on his face? Hey, he decided to say, "Yo, I know about murders." Right? That part to me is crazy. I'm trying to, but it makes sense now. The man like boys, so you want to go back home pretty much. Out in the outside, in the freedom world, he don't want to. Even though that he got like 2 girls pregnant, I heard he got like 2 girls pregnant when he was out. He only been out for like a year and a half because he got out in 2022 for doing 12 years. He was right back in jail like in a year and a half. Right, and then, but this is the world. The word in the street is very simple. No, the word in the street. This is what they say. That Durk didn't want to pay for the man's lawyer. Number one, this is what happened. This is what happened, right? And this is some real shit that I'm going to tell you. They did the hit. They slide for bond. Right? They put it, they didn't clap Cuando Rondo, but they clap his little cousin. Cuando Rondo were right next to his cousin, right? So he's here, yes, because for the graces of God. That's the only reason he's still here with us, right? So everybody go back to Chicago. They go patting it out. Dirk do the interview with DJ Academics, and he tell DJ Academics, I bet they ain't gonna say it's live from Hun no more, man. We got active. Dirk self-snitching. I never understood why these guys love to self-snitch themselves. They pop somebody and they come to Twitter to do an interview. They have to leave enough clues to let them know, yeah, we did it, homie. We did that, right? So they go back home. And Dirk's supposed to be paying mad bread for clapping. That's what Dirk he got a rhyme that goes like this. Yo, if you don't get his man, if you don't get the man that I want, get his man. He count too. Dirk say that, right? So now Dirk do. I'm gonna show you something where what he creates jealousy. Dirk, Gilly, and Wallow interview. I mean, I'm about to show you where the jealousy start, bro. This right here to me, and you're absolutely right, DG. Yeah, that's part of it. That's big part of it, right? I think Dirk is cool, bro. I think Dirk is ready to do life. Even if he beat this case, which I don't see, but let's just assume he beat it, he got another couple of trials coming up. Right? I'm about to show you where the jealousy start, bro. Let me share my screen. Bam. Bam. Let me stop that one. Let me share. Bam. I'm gonna show you where the jealousy start on the man. To remind you, the Little Durk and Wallow and Gilly interview is after they clap Rondo. I mean Rondo little cousin.
Baby, sweetheart, I'm sorry. The signal for
Right, let me go ahead. This little commercial, right? I don't know. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, let me see. Right, bingo, bam. This is right here, boom. This is a big reason right here why make anybody jealous. Right here, let me make it on big. Let me put it on big screen. Big screen. And let me play. I cannot play the sound because it's a music. The music, the name of the song is Back Again. That's OTF right there, which is a court defender against Little Durk. DD is not taking the stand on Durk. I think he's gonna write it out. That right there, right? That's after the hit. That's $1 million in cash on the table, right? That's $1 million cash on the table. What's that gonna do with the people? All the niggas in the back. Hold on, let me show you. Matter of fact, I don't even want to get out of there, man. All those guys in the back, right? That are hanging out with Durk. Let me go back. Damn it. I'm rusty. I gotta get back on. Let me play the video. That's $1 million cash on the table, right? Look, all those niggas in the back, they don't got absolutely no bread. And Durk is flexing. He's flexing $1 million. He's the rich one. The homies in the back, you be like, yo, how the hell you flexing $1 million, bro? And you supposed to be paying, you gotta feed the wolf. The way how the street is, bro, you gotta feed the wolf, bro. If you don't feed the wolf, you will become food. If you don't feed the wolf, you will become food. Remember that. That's a hell of the slogan right there. If you don't feed the wolf, you will become food. Remember that. So what happened is that creates jealousy. That creates like, yo, bro, you're supposed to pay 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 for us hitting homeboy, for us getting, for us sliding for bond, right? And now you flexing, you got all this money on the table, real bread too. And by us, we all those niggas in the back, they dirty. They don't got no money. They don't got no mansion. They only driving little dirt. Little Durk got it paid for the flights. Little Durk got it paid for the food. Little Durk got paid for the 5-star hotel, right? They want to have, maybe they don't want $1 million, but they want a little 100,000, bro. Yo, Durk, he doesn't even pass none of the money to the niggas in the back. He was like, yo, I don't even trust you guys to even hold my money. You see what I'm saying? And to me, that brings jealousy. And that right there make all these guys, quote unquote, tell on him, like, yo, you the rich guy, you did us dirty. You don't care about us. Man, we're gonna throw you, you're gonna do life with us, nigga. You're gonna do life with us. It's jealousy. It's jealousy. They broke. You can name all of that, bro. All of that stuff coming to the table, family. So Dirk, he ain't pay for the hit. So now everybody's snitching on him. And OTF Boona, that man was telling Dirk on a conversation they were having. He was like, yo, you know OTF Jan running around complaining that he ain't got paid. Matter of fact, let me Google that, man. I'm on fire today. Let me see if I can find that. OTF, let me see, Little Dirk. Booney Mo, yeah, I think his name Booney Mo about OTF Jan. Let me see, bro. Yo, I follow all this shit, brother. OTF Boona is a hitter from Chicago, right? He's a hitter from Chicago. And OTF Boona was kind of like putting Little Dirk in game on game. It was like, yo, you gotta feed the wolf, bro, because they might turn around and bite you. And when they bite, it hurts. So let Papi Blanco bring that up to your ears so you can understand what I'm going. And I live and die by those rules. Like, yo, you gotta feed the wolf, keep them happy, right? Because you're gonna need them again anyway.
Man, my mama funny as hell. She talking about they riding 3 cars.
This is a call between OTF Booney Mo, you know what I mean? Talking about, oh, hold on one second. No. Man, I clicked the wrong link. My bad. My bad. Let me go back. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. Let me go back, family. Let me go ahead back and search. Yeah, I think this one is the phone call. It's a this lit phone call right here. Here we go. I think on Instagram they got it. Here we go.
I talked to Jam like yesterday. I say, "Wow." He said, "Man, this bitch, that nigga out, they was scared. They ain't, I said, "They ain't getting nothing." He said, "Hell
Why
nah." He like,
Chirac
"I ain't
humor
fear
leaked
right."
the
He's
shit?
looking at me like I ain't fear right anyway. I said, "Yeah." He like, "Nah, I ain't fuck with nothing but
I just did something that's gonna piss them off. Yeah.
I already know. I know you did.
What?
I already know.
What?
Man, I already know, man.
Yeah, what? Not lying, man.
That was Dirk. And Dirk was outside and the OTF boy was in jail. So that phone call lick, right? And pretty much Dirk kind of like laughing on how he finessed OTF Jam for no paying them. Now the paying part can be possibly linked for hitting Cuando Rondo people, right? That's allegedly right. But you know what's going on. You know what's going on, family, right? So let me go ahead. Yeah, I gotta get up out of here. Yeah. So this has been a good live, and tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and react to the OTF Bonnie taking the stand, and most likely the U.S. prosecution going to have them first. I'm going to assume that the prosecution going to take possibly the entire day, right? Because I was reading that the state already, I mean, that the feds already say that they're going to rest their case by Wednesday. So on Wednesday in the afternoon to, I guess, to Friday, that's when Brian Steele and Drew Finley got to bring their witnesses. Most likely OTF Jam baby mamas. I think, yo, I'll be honest with you. This is going to be, I should make a short about this. It wouldn't surprise me if Brian Steele or Drew Finley gets OTF Jam baby mamas or relative on that stamp saying that OTF Jam told them that they were going to do this for a deal. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. It was like, yo, I'm going to put this on Dirk and I'm going to bring him down with me because I'm going to sacrifice him so I can get like a little 10, 15-year plea deal. And then Dirk rots in jail for like 50 years, something like that. All right. All right, family. I'm about to get up out of here. Thank you for everybody that was here, and I probably gonna be reacting for some more of this case tomorrow. Oh, matter of fact, damn, I forgot we got the Tupac Shakur case too. I'm pretty sure they're gonna find Mr. What's the guy name? Keefe D. What is Dwayne what Davis? Is it Davis? Dwayne Davis? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna find him guilty. I gotta make a reaction about that. Also, we got Mode 3. We got Mode 3 trial going on too. That's a state trial. It's in Texas. Damn it, bro. I'm probably gonna do react. Yo, that case is crazy too. Because Mode 3 will, man, that gotta be his own reaction. My bad. Don't even get me started. Yeah, thank you for being here, DG, bro. I appreciate your family. Matter of fact, people they wanna if you find anything that it might be important that you want me to cover or whatever, the easiest way to get in touch with me is on my Instagram. Everybody follow my Instagram, yo. Follow my Instagram. I'm gonna pull it right now. Right there. Follow my Instagram. Go ahead. Yeah, you can send me a DM like, yo, this link. It goes with this topic. Yo, this link. You can reach out to me through my Instagram. That's the easiest way. You know what I mean? That's the easy way. Please follow my Instagram. All right. I need to get to 1,000 on my Instagram so I can go live on my Instagram too. So post this on your social media. Tell your friends to follow my Instagram, please. Hey, I'm about to get up out of here. Yeah, you have a good night, okay?
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.